GOE Records.
Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 yeah. Banana kala. Na 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 na. Anina wahi. Anina sawa. Oh yeah. Anina Equatorian. Nasawa. Anina Equatorian. بلد واحد علينا إيكواتوريين علينا إيكواتوريين Oh yeah kanita min yambio kanita min tori weleta min juba yeah علينا إيكواتوريين keresia sama gesi manena yeah we strong we stand together yeah Kanihna gulu wahi Equatoria biraba Yapirwa pijama Asan belet na biraba So give us pen and give us guns Oh yeah Give us ipanagule Anina Equatoria Nasawa Anina Equatoria بلد واحد علينا إيكواتوريين علينا إيكواتوريين Oh yeah Kanita Azande Kanita Mai Au kukuye علينا إيكواتوريين Kelene hivyo nefusina Kebilia kede maferiganina Salam wa sahafa Behajaderino Hasan belet na biraba Arif mabisaido So give us pen and give us guns Oh yeah Give us ipanabule Oh no Anina Equatorian Nasawa Anina Equatorian بلد واحد علينا إيكواتوريين علينا إيكواتوريين
نحن كل سوا يا جماعة So my pale Fanangala I love my people and I'm the voice
Acholi ya buka ya baka Kuniga balanda mare Kakuwa kiliku Lambo lugoya Azande poposa mundo Nyambara morore made Mundare Nyambara Otumo pare makotudo Lubara ungaya lope Lolo desinare
Mundo
Nare
Anakulu nasi sawa Mavi acha bigesi manena Siasa mabigesi manena Alina wahe
All right, greetings, guys, my brothers, sisters. With you again, Ethica Odysseus Ethica. I just wanted to, before I go on topic and start reading some points here, as you know, the title, and I know people who are reading it, I'll just give you a brief. What's the title about? We will try to speak in Arabic also. We want to welcome everyone who's here, and those who shared, I say thank you, and those who also are going to watch later, we also say thank you. The title of the topic is, will there be any improvement for the region of Great Equatoria in its political and social roles if it gave in to the idea of the coming election, national election under the illegitimate tribal tyrants or the regime itself. So as we look here, will there be any improvement for the region of Great Equatoria in its political and social role if it gave in to the idea of the coming national election under those illegitimate tribal tyrants today, Monday, 26th of July, 2021. Of course, the discussion is going to be on the UN report assessment concerning the election in South Sudan and the crisis of our Azande, in our Azande lands, and the conflict that seemingly have been instigated by outsiders forces to create hatred between ancient neighbors, and we know the ancient neighbors are, Balanda and Zande, and we're going to talk about it this one. And also We will also discuss another point of the unnecessary personal quarrels between well-known activists in social media is not helpful, while while all of us as activists are fighting the bigger fish. And finally, we will put our remark in points and say, we want to remind our Equatorians, remember great Equatoria, our destiny is upon our shoulders. So let us not lose ourselves in the middle of enemies' planned confusion. Great Equatoria future depend on us collectively, because if we allow reluctance to take over, we will lose our destiny forever. Alright? باللغة العربية يقول هل سيكون هناك أي تحسن للمنطقة الاستوائية الكبرى في دورها السياسي والاجتماعي إذا استسلمت لفكرة الانتخابات الوطنية القادمة في ظل هؤلاء الطغاة القبليين الغير شرعيين الاثنين 26 يوليو 2021. طبعا مناقشة هذه الموضوع هيكون حول تقييم تقرير الأمم المتحدة بشأن الانتخابات في جنوب السودان، الأزمة في أراضي أزاندي، والصراع الذي يبدو أنه أثار من قبل قوة خارجية الإثارة الكراهية بين الجيران القدماء، والمشاجرة الشخصية غير ضرورية بين النشطاء المعروفين في وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي ليست مفيدة، بينما نحن جميعا كناشطين نحارب السمك الأكبر، وهو إن عارفين السمك الأكبر وين موجود. تذكروا الأخوة والأخوات الكرام، أبناء وبنات الاستوائية الكبرى، مصيرنا على أكتافنا. إذا دعونا لا نفقد أنفسنا وسط الارتباكات المخطط له من قبل الأعداء. مستقبل الاستوائية الكبرى يعتمد علينا بشكل جماعي، لأننا إذ سمحنا بالأحجم عن تولي زمام الأمور فسوف نفقد مصيرنا للأبد. And this is the main my apologies, guys. Uzran, this is just a technical issue. Yeah, so this is going to be the topic. فأولا, I want to give my greetings to all. First, I want to give greetings to you guys. Greeting to all of you, our beloved brothers and sisters, friends and members, audiences, and especially to our gracious Great Equatorian family. As we know, and those also, we also greet those who, we're not forgetting those who don't like what we do or what we speak about, because they see us as why we talk about separation, but we greet them also because I know they're confused and troubled foes who can't fathom yet the Great Equatoria call for sovereignty. All in all, Equatoria, as we always say, it shall be built through a hand of, not through a hand of mighty warlords or tribal anarchists or greed for power, but it shall be through a genuine righteous ideas of well-built utopian nation, because an utopian nation is not something fictional, it could be happen. But the only way, it's the same thing like if you look at the Communist Manifesto, or if you study the study of the manifesto, so in communism they talk about the social order, the way how people are supposed to be. In the world, if you look at the whole world, the entire world, everyone is fighting for empowering themselves, building their nation in the right way, so they can actually, become part of this society that we call it the world or the humanity. So to be a great nation, you have to build it in a righteous way that is built by law and order, by the desire of the people. I believe our desired nation should be, Great Equatoria should be a nation that shall trust not in any forms of tribal anarchy, but in the form of law and order. And it also shall be supported by the unbreakable golden rods of law, of true freedom and equality for all. Our beloved Great Equatorians, Equatorial Salvation Council in the Diaspora, and the Equatoria Free Forum would like to take this time to salute and reflect all our brothers and sisters with pride and honor, those great Equatorian revolutionaries, brothers and sisters who are fighting in the ground, abroad, and also abroad and in, because I know there's some people who are abroad who are actually also activists fighting for the truth of Great Equatoria. As you see, we salute you all in the name of Great Equatorian nationalism. We salute you in the name of Great Equatorian unity, the true unity of our people struggle, and we salute you in all the name of hope, brighter future for our suffering people. And we also salute you in the spirit of our true, genuine love bond that ties us all together with one another, And as Great Equatorian, we must always remember the sacred bond we share with each other as Great Equatorian people is not solely focused on baseless slogan or unfounded and fragile unity. But the Greater Equatoria unity, the Greater Equatoria, the Greater Equatoria unity must be noted. It wasn't born out of political or geographical necessities, but it's or our passion for each other. But our passion for each other is the one that lifts us up to protect us as each other. It was what made us as Greater Equatorians. But now, under this chaotic time we are facing, I know we're under threat day and night. Our unity under threat, of course, but what made us as Greater Equatorian is that Equatoria is not neither region nor a piece of land. Instead, Equatoria is an immortal idea of our ancestors that unified us. If any foreigner think they can just define Greater Equatoria as a region of many inhabitant tribes alone, we believe they have done us injustice. I mean, Greater Equatoria is who we are, and where we are more who we are and where we belong. We are more than just a tribe. The pure connection that connects us as Greater Equatorian community, because we're a spirit bond that is we share deeply and rooted through our ancestral blood that flows through our veins. Remember, it flows through our vein. That's why we believe in ourselves as Equatorian, and we will always call ourselves Greater Equatorian than calling ourselves Sudanese. We all share the truth that binds us as Greater Equatorian people. Thus, the Greater Equatorian are not just native inhabitants of the Greater Equatorian region. Still, we prove to our foes that we are one people, one power against many aggressive adversaries, be it foreign or domestic, who seek our disintegration. If anyone tried to seek our disintegration, disunity, we, the Greater Equatorian people, will stand against it, because our fellow Greater Equatorian and non-Equatorian, I want to take this opportunity and say thank you for joining us, and those who are here to listen to what we're going to talk about. Yeah, a greeting to all of you, greeting to Patricia and all those who are here. First of all, let's go to the point of the report. I don't know if you want to say anything, CJ, Hadassah, go ahead. I'll give you a chance.
At the moment, thank you. I just wanted to say hello to everybody who's gonna watch us and anyone that who's here, and hello to you and to CJ and to Sarah if she's here. Hi Patricia, welcome. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to say that as we're going to talk, I hope that we as Equatorian people will open our eyes really to this great setup that we've been set up, to fail and to constantly be under, under this tribal affiliated regime, and also to be controlled and yeah. I'll just introduce myself as Hadassah, and I'll pass it to you, and then yeah, thank you.
Thank you. CJ, if you don't mind, get in, because I know I see you there. You can get in and you can just give brief greetings so I can prepare the note that I'm going to talk about. If you don't mind, please. Hello. I see you there, but you're not in. Alrighty. Yeah, I know we have also another member who's not here. Mello. Maybe she will be here later. I know she's informed about that we're going to go live. And I just wanted to apologize to all of you guys that, yes, CJ, you're here. I wanted to apologize for being late today. I was trying, we had a difficulty to come in earlier, and we didn't want to put a note there, say, oh, we're coming, but we were actually going to come anyway to show up and discuss this thing. So I'll let CJ first to speak, and then from there, the introduction, and then from there we can start the thing. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, قاعد نسمعك.
هاي مرحبا بالكل. Hi guys, مرحبا بك والأخ أتيكا وديدي وكل الأخوات. يا شكرا أن أكون معكم في هذه اللحظة. الواحد بيشيد بكم أوي ويشيد بكل الإخوة وما كانوا في أرجاء العالم، بصفة خاصة الاستوائيين الموجودين حاليا في هذا البلد، في بلاد الغربة. أنا بقول لكم أنا اسمي of course CJ. Of course that's my nickname, so you have to keep it that way. So I'm glad to have this opportunity actually to talk to you guys. Well, we seem to have many disturbance. في أخبار كثير مزعج جدا جدا بيتوالى علينا من زمن لآخر بصفة عامة، شيء بيؤسف له جدا جدا أوي. وبنشوف إكواتوريا كل يوم قاعد يمر، وأنا قاعد نشوف كأننا نرجع الخطوة لورا. So it's totally disturbance مع تقارير اللي قلت قبل شوية عن الأمم المتحدة وما شابه ذلك. كان سكرتير العام للأمم المتحدة غونداروس ICC and all those groups. Actually, it's totally disturbing. These are kind of disturbance news that actually will make us actually so sad as Equatorians, as move so slowly, and we seem to have not hitting the target to this moment. As you can see, things are kept on repeatedly coming up and up, exaggerating day after the other, irrespective of the ongoing situation in the country. Despite of course, as we have seen it, those here, it seems to be the word of those who have power, those who seems to control us worldwide, if not locally and regionally. It looks like their word seems to be ongoing, whether we like it or not. So some kind of imposement to us as Equatorians. So what I can say is simple as that, as simple as that, Equatoria, we need to come together. We need to open our eyes. We need to be very careful about all these steps that are taking place. It looks like, we have no say on it. Things kept repeatedly coming up day after the other. And yet we seem to be silent as Equatorians. In another way, as we've been engaged in many conflicts, as you have heard, you might have heard of Tumbra recently, the latest about Tumbra, what was going on there, that kind of, it's a kind of setup of trying to establish this intercommunal conflict so that, the world would have, so that the ongoing regime will say, okay, yeah, the conflict is all over. So that's a part of it. So this is the kind of things that we're working on there. So Equatoria, I don't have to proceed as a guest. I would like to thank you guys, Atika and your team as well, and all the attendees, our viewers and all. I'm so thankful. Yeah, you can carry on and let us see what will come out of this particular video. So I urge every one of us to share this video because it's something very important. We need to concentrate on it. We need to talk. We need to speak out. Unless we speak out, our voice will go far. And, you never know, things may work to our side. Yeah, it is me and you guys and every one of you guys who are here. It is our moral responsibility that, we have to work hard in order to achieve it by all means possible. Most of all, importantly, is that, we need to fight for a self-reliance, self-independence, that means total separations, if not exit.
We will talk about it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah, you can carry on. I'll get back to you.
Okay. Shukran. Thank you so much. So let me say it in Arabic for a minute and then I'll speak in English. في تقرير طبعا جاي من الأمم المتحدة حسب كلام اللي سمعناه في راديو قراية people who heard it اللي سمعوها بيتكلم عن إنه هم عاوزين continue مسار أو دارين يمشي في المسار بتاع الهناية ده الانتخابات. هم مصممين الانتخابات لازم يمشي بطريقة فنية. The way how they speaking كنت سمعتوا في القرار وأنا حقرأ لكم وأحاول عليكم الله at this time, but share it on your pages. Be better, because we have so many enemies now that who would like to see us silenced by any means. But we will not stop because we're speaking for our people of the great Equatoria. So if you believe in Equatoria, you're the son and daughter of Equatoria, try to post it in your page, and let us just continue, advocating our case to the world and also to our brothers and sisters to rise up, to wake up for the sake of our people and our land and the history that we have, we had it, we inherited from our people. So أنا بتمنى منكم إن نحن continue. طبعا الكلام ده حيكون إن شاء الله ما هناك كتير، كان ما قدرنا نوصل في التايم المحدود خطيناه في الأجندة بتاعنا اليوم، هنكمله next time. لكن في حاجات مهمة لازم نتكلم عنه، وأنا هread this letter quickly. It's 5 pages, but I'll try my best to read it as fast as I can. And then from there, we will discuss it because it's very important. And I hope our other panelists, Equatorians will be here. And even if Brother Hakim is around, that would be great. Anyone also who wanted to share, that join us, we'll give them a chance. But first, let me go back here and start reading this. This is the letter on date 15 July 2021 from the Secretary Council, Secretary General Secretary General addressed it to the President of the Security Council. Pursuant to Security Council Resolution 256, 2021, in which the Secretary General is requested, in accordance with best practice, to conduct and provide the Security Council no later than 15 July 2021, and needs assessment, including security procedural logistical requirements to create an enabling environment for elections in South Sudan. I am pleased to inform you that a needs assessment mission was deployed to South Sudan from 6 to 26 May. The mission team conducted a field visit to Malakal and held consultations in Addis Ababa. I am hereby transmitting a summary of the key finding and recommendation of the mission as annexed to the present letter. The assessment was led by the Electoral Assistance Division of the Department of Political and Peace Building Affairs and included representatives of the Eastern African Division of Department and of the United States Nations Development Program. I'm grateful to South Sudan for its early and consistent support to the process. Okay, this is, of course, that's like their protocol. The assessment as was led by the Electoral Assistance Division of the Department of Political and Peace Building Affairs, included representative of Eastern Africa Division and Department, United Nations Development Program. I'm grateful to South Sudan. I'm repeating it again, sorry about that, for its early, consistent support to the process. The needs assessment showed that aspiration for peaceful and credible election in South Sudan are high, albeit tempered by ubiquitous concerns over a fragile security, political and socio-economic situation. Elections could constitute a turning point for South Sudan if the process enjoys broad public trust and leads to a peaceful acceptance of the result. To that end, efforts will need to be made to reduce the high risks, the high stakes, renounce the politics of exclusion, is strengthening the system of check and balance within the government, introduce a mechanism for the protection and promotion of human rights for all, ensure a genuine role for the opposition to examine. Examine how national resources are distributed and tackle the structural grievances, the constitutional and the legal reform envisioned in the peace agreement provide, and an important opportunity to encourage women to participate meaningfully in decision-making process. To that end, effort should be made to ensure that they participate, and will require special efforts to ensure that they participate truly, are protected in the process. The electoral, of course, assistance needs in South Sudan are significant, and based on the needs assessment, it is recommended that within 2 years prior to the holding of elections, agreements be reached in the 3 years. The legal and the security framework for elections, B, the composition and the functioning of the National Election Commission and the designation of its members in Juba at the sub-national level, and C, the allocation of resources for the management of the operation cost of the National Election Commission and the budget for elections operation for these. These are the other efforts and parties to the peace process will likely rely on the assistance of, excuse me about that, hold on, of the United Nations, African Union Intergovernmental Authority on Development, the Troika, United Nations, United States of America, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and Norway, the European Union, and others as they move forward. Close coordination between these actors will be of key importance, and the United Nations mission in South Sudan, UNMISS, is uniquely placed to play coordinating role amongst regional and international partners in order to ensure an effective alignment of good offices and technical assistance. Again, with regard to logistics, the needs to assess the assessment has shown the electoral operation in South Sudan will be extremely complex and lengthy, given the severe infrastructure challenges, security concerns, inability to access large parts of the country during the rainy season, illiteracy rate, and difficulty for many South Sudanese to prove their age and citizenship. The possibility requirement of the multiple ballot papers will make the tumultuous holding national and subnational election more complex. To support the government and the people of South Sudan to hold peaceful and credible election, it was recommended that UNIMIS led integrated electoral assistance team be established immediately. The team will initially provide technical assistance for the review of the legal framework for elections and the establishment of an electoral admission at the national and subnational level, including further capacity assessment of the National Election Commission's infrastructure, logistics, security, and financial requirements for an in-country and out-of-the-country voting. In the meantime, my team at UNIMIS is in coordination with the United Nations country team is also taking steps to further identify requirements in order to support the elections and determine how to best start preparation. I thank the Council for its timely attention to a matter that is great concern to the people of South Sudan, the region, and the United Nations. I look forward to the Council's positive consideration of these recommendations. Signed by Antonio Guterres. Of course, we know all Antonio Guterres who is. Just this one is like the page one, so I won't go far, but I think most of us know. So in the electoral assessment, when he actually spoke about the assessment, there is one thing that he mentioned here, that in March they went and started the assessment by looking at the needs or the lacking of things. They saw that there's problem with logistics, there's problem with a lot of things in the electoral, and they went to Juba and Malakal, and then they went to Ethiopia to finalize the whole assessment and then bring it to United Nations. And there was a lot of obstacles. So I think if CJ you're here, yes, you're here, wanted to start by saying the need for assessment found that the people are aspired according to what they have went to the ground. They said the people are aspired, which is, they are very much looking forward to a peaceful, credible election. But the question that in itself, when they did the assessment, they found out they're lacking those things. The country lacked all the important things that's supposed to be, which one of them, the election to be held, there is a lot of things that even been implemented is not there. The peace agreement that was supposed to be implemented based on, integration of the army, economic assessment or economic, like how to provide a system that they can help for the 3 years to come. These things never happen. So they saw there's a lot of negative things. And then the funny thing about that, the United Nations is talking as if they are, what you can call it, most of them, like they kind of like the country is being given into right hand, and the people are now prepared to work together as a team to build the nation. But if you look at it, the peace agreement itself was built only for specific people. The two warlords, who's Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, are the one who are now holding the power. They are now sharing the power, and the agreement is based on them. So the rest of the others are ignored, even if the other opposition outside. That's why we have opposition outside who are still calling for the root cause and all that stuff. But for us, those who are from Greater Equatoria, and we, the majority of Greater Equatorians, believe that none of these things will solve the issue. None of these things will bring real solution, because most of these things are very much just a surface thing. But in the roots of it, there is a problem that was need to be addressed. And we always articulated clearly that this is a conflict that was started by two tribal warlords who politicize it for their own interest to dominate the country. And now as you look, the country is not even secure. Even they talked about security. There's no security. And also they lack another thing in that country, which is there is roads and there's places that's not there provided, like to provide a way, a path, or a logistic path so they can actually get to vote is not there. And then we have a lot of people in other countries for like our refugees, our brothers who are in Uganda, in Kenya, in Khartoum, in Egypt, even in United States, in Europe, all of us, we're still refugee, and we're not even looked for, because they see us like we're just, those are the people who always oppose them. So let's just focus on that agreement. And as I see, this is actually, they've done us injustice here. And I would say this to the United Nations, they've done us injustice because they cannot, go on with some warlords, because there's a question about accountability for the crime they committed, the murder of human beings, like lives of innocent civilians who've been massacred. Some of them are unknown victims, victims of this conflict. And some of them are Equatorians. Some of them even they counter Equatorian with other of the Upper Nile groups as if they are part of the Upper Nile. But most of these Equatorians who were there, I know there are few of them, but those people are also our brothers and sisters who are supposed to be found, their bodies, their remains, and returned back to the territory. But unfortunately, these things not happening. And then we also have this one thing also questioning is that here, he has already been there for how many years, and still they're giving him that mandate to oversee everything and take care of that situation with his team. And imagine, even in the agreement, we go back to the agreement is actually very much done injustice to us, especially as Greater Equatorians. If the other two regions are accepting such agreement, for us Equatorians, we don't, because we cannot see ourselves in such tyrannical agreement that has actually goes against our right. First of all, this agreement has clearly stated that this is the two main warring parties who are fighting for power and position. So what they did is they start planning how to get them back into the government, which this government even itself was not, in reality, they have no right, no authority. After the people voted, they're supposed to give the people how to bring their own, their own chosen representatives, so they can represent their leaders in the country, and so they can actually play a role in politics. But what they did, the SPLM played an occupier and a hijacker, where they hijacked the government from the people, and they put their own constitution. And when their honeymoon ended, they start fighting each other, and that's why we see today the chaos. So I won't go far. We can start speaking Arabic, CJ or حداثة. بنتكلم بالعربي. يعني الوضع ليس فوقه. هم عاوزين يمشوا الانتخابات. I will turn it into Arabic. هم عاوزين يمشوا الانتخابات على حسابهم، بطريقة إنه نحن بس نمشي على القرار إنه لازم يكون في نظام مبنية على أساس يعمل electoral. I don't know it in Arabic electoral, but بيوصل لمرحلة إنه خليهم يدوا فرصة للحركة الشعبية وآيو يجي يعمل شنو منافسة في الحكومة. while الشعب ما كلهم راضين بالآيو ولا بالحكومة، لأنه هؤلاء الناس هم يعني احتلاليين، أو هم سلبوا الحق بتاع المواطن، الأساس بتاع المواطن هو صوت في حق بتاع البلد ده. والناس اتنازعوا كحزب، ما اتنازعوا كدولة بدولة أو كإقليم ضد إقليم، لكن هم اتنازعوا كقبيلتين في حزب واحد، والقبيلتين انقسموا الحزب إلى حزبين. واليوم انتشرت الفتنة بتاع احزاب اليوم، واحزاب لازم يكون مسلح عشان يقدر يدخل في حكومه. واليوم انت كان شايف القوه او عضلات اللي موجود في البلد هو عضلات SPLM ايو وحركه الشعبيه، وكله ده بيكون لمصلحه اثنين قبيله وما مصلحه الشعب. فهذا يعني ده وضع خطير جدا، وفي نفس الوقت قال يلعب دور انه تهميش الباقين، وكمان في نفس الوقت المؤسف انه في اراضي ناس ثانيين عم بيسيطروا وتوزيع، يعني سلب الاراضي، قتل وتهريب. وهسه يماجن حتى في موضوع بتاع استوائيه في الاحداث اللي حصل قريبات في منطقه اخواننا في زاندي اريا وجيران بتاعنا اللي اسمه بلندا. يعني imagine الوضع اللي احنا فوقه، this conflict happening، وهم لسه بيقول لا احنا هنمشي على البرنامج بتاع الانتخابات والخلاص اتفاقيه السلام ماشي، يعني ماشي قال بطيء لكن ماشي. imagine اللغه اللي هم بيخطوه فوقنا بدون له، على اساس ان هم عاوزين يسيطروا علينا بحقيقه. واحنا كمان نلقى للاسف المعارضين بتاعنا، او المعارضه في الخارج او حتى في الداخل. المعارضه في الداخل اصلا ما عندهم صوت، ديل يعني ما عندهم سنون عشان يتكلموا، لكن في الخارج هم لسه ما قادرين يقيفوا على الحق، يعني على النقطه اللي بيقدر يخلي بيقدر يشيل القوه موجود في حركه الشعبيه ده، يتهزم. they still are looking for a negotiation process, looking for how to come and sit down and يفكروا في تخطيط حاجات دي كله ما عنده فايدة. I see it as just a failure. You know, the only thing that these people need to be taken out, as we talk here clearly, as Equatorians, and Equatorians who belong in the, Equatorian belong to the land of Equatoria, the people of Equatoria. احنا قاعدين نشوف the only way is that we call it this as it is, that هذا الحركة من هذا النظام الموجود نظام غير شرعي، نظام هو احتلالي ديكتاتوري، ونظام مبني على نظام قبلي في داخل النظام ذاته اللي هم بنوها كحركة الشعبية لتحرير السودان. فده السبب احنا كاستوائيين ما قابلين، لانه حتى الاراضي بتاعنا ما فوقوا حتى نقاش في الموضوع ده. مواطنين بتاعنا الكتالون ما فوقوا عداله عشان يقدروا يجيبوا القتله، والناس المسؤولين في قتل المواطنين ده هم اكثريتهم هم ذاتهم الماسكين الحكومه اليوم، هم يا حركه الشعبيه منهم كير لرياك مشار وكل الناس اللي معه، حتى الضباط الفوق. يعني في ناس مجرمين هيدوم مناصب في خلال حركات اسمه شنو ده بيقولوا شنو what do you call it ده الانتخابات ده. so they are now building themselves وهم هيسيطروا. وكان شايف حتى الامم المتحده يعني ده استهتار للشعب الجنوبي بالاخص الشعب الاستوائي، لانه احنا قاعدين نشوف وضعنا فوق وحسه. these guys have committed all this crime واختلاسات واجرام، وبدوم كمان بيكرمون بيقول لهم امشي اعملوا انتخابات وانتوا بس سهلوا الطريق عشان خلي اي مرشح يجي. كان في مرشحين بيقدر يجوا مكان يجيبوا المعارضه اللي في الخارج اللي هم قاعدين يخلوهم يكونوا معلقين في اتفاقيه، مكان يدخلوا الناس عشان يقدروا يغيروا الوضع، لكن because they don't have that will، ما عندهم الاراده عشان يغيروا الوضع. هم عاوزين يحتلوا وعاوزين يغيروا الديموغرافيه زي ما قلنا نقول، وفي نفس الوقت عاوزين يقدروا يسيطروا، يكونوا هم الحكم اللي حيقعد لمده 1000 سنه زي ما هم قاعدين يحلموا، ويبنوا خلايا بتاعهم القبلي على اساس ان هم اصحاب الحق. ف I won't go far. I'll give CJ a chance to speak and or حداثه. فانت قبل قريت الورقه ده، انا حتى في ملخص انا هاخده هنا. I will read it because I can't, unfortunately I can't do it in the computer, I mean on the screen, but I will read it. but اتفضل لانه في نقاط هنا مهم جدا، ممكن تتذكر النقاط الثانيه انا ما ذكرته فيك تقوله. فاتفضل.
Thank you. Can we go with Hadassah? Is that possible?
Okay. Yes. Hadassah?
If you would, yeah.
Yeah, إذا لو فيك you can speak in Arabic. English, I mean, anyway.
Yeah,
yes, thank you.
Yeah, shukran. I would just want to say that like Equatorians, election alasi is being organized by they hold the United Nations and the Nastrika, including all the the groups, the stakeholders alasi for good. I think أنا كان قاعد حاجة this like these people they don't care about us really. They don't care about what is ده شنو يجي حاصل في South Sudan. ما جي يعني ما فاضيين أصلا ده شنو يجي حاصل. فأنا بس ذلك كده Equatoria إنه في محل ده إنه كان جا في حقيقة شنو يجي حاصل هناك كان after the election can happen. Okay, you have to think about it this way.
قال الفويس بتاعك low. زيد صوت شوية. الفويس بتاعك low. It seems
okay.
like. Yeah.
Okay.
شكرا.
Thanks. أنا بس ذلك كده Equatorians أينو في محل ده حاسي كويس. If we Equatorians get in and agreed مع حاجات ده الكل الناس تجي organize كاليتا election شنو if you look at it even they only mention they don't mention really they don't care about really like what's happening like what you mentioned earlier that Aradi Tarna Equatoria has been taken. And the settlement of these people from the Upper Nile and Bahar al-Ghazal there, they should go back first. Let everybody go and vote from their from their own region and stuff like that. But they just kind of like just mixing everything together. They're going on above the surface of the problem, but they don't want to dive inside. Deep down inside the what's going on. The Shiniaga Dehsal fi South Sudan there. And also the other thing is like it's not that Nas de Humunma Biarif what is happening. They know. But what really puzzled me is why Nazar really don't care. How could you held an election of people who are time and time again let South Sudan down? Nazar destroy South Sudan. They're the reason why South Sudan has in this mumbo jumbo. You're the reason why South Sudanese are outside. Millions of South Sudanese are outside. You're the reason why the barbaric butchering happening in South Sudan. The reason why there's no good infrastructure in South Sudan. There's no any development in South Sudan. The only thing that they have done in South, while they're there in South Sudan is just money laundering. Shilu Gurushta Belet Wadi Bara to go develop other places outside. And plus, just this Ashwai Hotelato Mana, they just sleep with children, even not even women, children. They go rape women, the children, young little children in the hotels. And I don't know, where's the dignity of the United Nations, really? Where is the dignity of those people from Norway and the Norwegian people, the United States, the Troika, the AGAT, you guys all have children. You guys have women in your homes, your daughters in your homes. How do you dare turn a blind eye to what is happening in South Sudan and then saying that, you have conducted, a survey and you went around and, people have been briefed and, it's like, you find out that, there's a little bit of there's obstacles over here and there. Of course, the fact that over 10 years, there's still an obstacle that, even there's not any good infrastructure for people to go around and held, elections, and there's a number of illiteracy, a big number of illiteracy in South Sudan is so huge, and the fact that there's a UNIMES camp, sitting right in the middle of the heart of Juba, and the second part of it that, the entire of South Sudan has moved into Equatorial land. This is alone is a big issue that they should look into it and decided that no, there's no election going to happen here, because if you do election, the same people, the same crooks, they're going to go back again and do the same behaviors that they have done, So I was thinking that they will look carefully and say that I think this regime need to be removed, whether the SPLMA or and they call themselves SPLA or and then the SPLM-IO, whatever, however they call themselves, these SPLA people all need to go. They need to be scraped out. Anything that holds the name of SPLA need to go, whether they are in opposition or they're in opposition overseas or anywhere, they need to go. We need a fresh breed of people to come in, that they can work with. This is what I was thinking that they could probably with a sound mind suggested. But unfortunately, everything that you read in this report is really a letdown, really, and it's a setup. The fact that even they will say that they wanted to provide a security to those people who have been marginalized so that they can vote. They only care for you to vote, but not caring much, enough what is happening to your life. So after you vote, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to you after you vote? Let me tell you here, like after you vote Lenaste, now they have a full right to kill you, to marginalize you, to destroy you, to occupy your land. You're giving them your own full right, full right, because at the end of the day, they're going to hijack. Whether Kangal people they're going to hijack the voting system is going to be rigged. Just like what you see had happened in Uganda. What have United Nations done? What have America done? They're just going to be the same thing. Naskir, the regime are going to be back there. There's not going to be any new transitional government going to happen. It's just the same old folks. They're going to be there. The same old crocodiles going to be there eating people, devouring people one by one. And this time with your own approval. This time the itayaro ajara law ballot, the itaya accept, itayaro vote law, itaya accept galikodokun raise take. But this is one thing that Equatorians need to be careful about it, really. I'll just leave it here for now, and I'll let you take over.
Thank you, Hadassah, for your input. CJ, if you're there, please get in. Let me just get back on this. Yeah, you put it well for what you said, Hadassah. And just to add to top to it, let me just, there is something here that the United Nations knew about all these crimes and abuses, and yet they didn't even hold responsible anyone. If تلاحظتوا يعني حاسة كان سألهم في كwitnesses لأنه هم كان witness during this conflict بدأ من يعني يقول حتى زاد من 2005 الكرايمز اللي قاعد يحصل في جنوب السودان وبالأخص في جوبا، والكرايم ده كان قدام عينهم. هم كان بيدوروا هناك بيشوفوا الابيوز بتاع الحركة الشعبية للمواطنين كمواطنين. انت كنت تسمعني كويس؟ في ايكو، انا ما ادري ايكو من وين. if you can mute yourself. Yeah. So انت كان لاحظت المواطنين كانوا في خطورة، كان في تهديدات، في حركات من استهتار من الجيش الشعبي ده. لما بيقعدوا هناك بيجي بيعمل استهتار للمواطنين، مرات بيدقوا ناس تحت، انت سايق عربيه بيبهدلوك. سو حاجه دي كله معروفه. يلا يجي وصل لدرجه انما حتى في اغتيالات عشان اراضي ناس بدأ في جوبا. طبعا بدأ كمان في ملكال. We heard about these things from the gentleman or brother, what's his name, Edward, according to what he said, that these things happen also there. Regardless to what happened there in Equatoria, these things in the public eye, in front of the whole world. في سفارات موجودة هناك، في United Nations موجود هناك. So these things are happening in front of their eyes. شافوا المنظر ده هم سكتوا. فده بدي سؤال هنا احنا كشعب استوائي، وبدي سؤال لكل واحد سيء وعنده حب لأرض بتاعه ولشعبه. لما الحاجات دي قد يحصل قدامنا، والناس زي اللي بيقولوا حلهم بيتكلموا عن حقوق الإنسان والحرية وحاجات ده، ما قادرين يتعاملوا بالطريقة الصح. مفترض هم تمام يكونوا، لأنهم قاعدين يقولوا يا defenders of human rights. They always say they are the defenders of human rights. They say they are the one who will always make sure that others do the right thing by example. الكرايم اللي قاعد يحصل في جنوب السودان كان واضح until 2013 جاء. That's when the real bigger picture became clear. Then they start killing people based on their tribe in the capital city كمان. وما خجلوا الحركة الشعبية، ما عنده خجل، لأنه هو شايف الظاهر وقدر يسيطر على الناس اللي زي UN. لأنه UN فعلا يعني في أسئلة فوق كتير. أنا ما عاوز أدين UN هنا، لكن عاوز UN مفترض هو يكون الويتنس والبروتكتور، لأنه هو شايف المنظر ده. هو كان يدي ريبورت الحقيقي، يقول يا جماعة مش بس يدي ريبورت، كمان force the people of the world اللي قاعدين يقولوا عن هم defender of human rights and freedom to take action. يعني UN one of the people اللي obstacle في جنوب السودان. من خلال فهمت الحاجات اللي ممكن يعملوها، they are the biggest obstacle in South Sudan, especially in Equatoria. يعني UN is not beneficial, and this is one thing we even now we're discussing it secretly on what we're supposed to be done. UN is not supposed to be there anymore. Well, UN has been there for so many years. The only thing we hear about UN will be allow the crime to continue. They will continue even getting like حتى في report about bribery. These guys are getting bribed. الناس اللي هناك في جيش UN they're getting bribed عشان يقدر turn their other eye, their blind eye, so they can do the crime they do against the people. حاجات اللي حصل في 2013, that was a clear message what is happening. UN now want to come and talk to us in an insult, come on, add an insult to an injury by saying that we're going to help in, help in facilitate or help to help you to get to the election time. So انتوا محتاجين تعملوا كده. لكن in reality, there's supposed to be accountability. There's supposed to be something called accountability and some to be removed, and people have to be condemned. مش يقول لنا قال يا اخي نمشي هناك ننتهي الانتخابات. انتخابات ده ما تجيب نفس المجرمين، جايبين نفس القتلة الارهابيين، الناس اللي ما عندهم كرامة to destroy us and to take us out. So my brother and sister في Equatoria, أنا بتمنى إحنا نكون واعيين أكتر، نحن نعرف حقنا وين. خلينا ما نرتبط نفسنا مع اثنين إقليم اللي ذاته فوقه مشاكل، اللي هم ذات سبب المشاكل فوق. بكل احترامي لهم، ما قاعد نكرههم، لكن هم لازم يفكروا كويس. إيكواتوريا اليوم إحنا في وضع محرج، وضع بتاعنا كل يوم قاعد يزداد إحراج بتاعه. اتخيل هسه في كل الكلامات ده هم مشوا يعني بس ركزوا في جوبا كالعاصمة، لأن طبعا المجرمين ده كله هناك. ياو هوتيل ده بقى ده بيت بتاعهم، وعندك هنا أراضي سرقوه من إيكواتوريان ياو موجود هناك، هم قاعدين فوقه. وخليك من UN هنا نمشي في ملكال ذات انتهى كمدينة إلا بس في مكان UN، and المخيمات الموجود في UN هناك اللي مواطنين the Sholo people are there and the other tribes who are with them who are suffering there. And the same thing يعني إذا كان لاحظت اللعبة واضح. These people they don't care، لأن هسه هم مركزين على resources، والحركة الشعبية is doing the crimes, getting resources in contract مع people اللي هو بيعرفهم ناس ما بيحترموا حقوق الإنسان. And then the other international community اللي بيقولوا هم ناس بتاع democracy are using this in a kind of like a simple like حاجة بسيط. This is the same حاجة أنا قاعد نشوف بجوتيرس اللي عملوه في رواندا. If you remember Rwanda مع بطرس غالي was the Egyptian guy. He died now. He's gone. I mean, he's already gone from world. But this man, during that in the 90s, he actually was was the leader of the UN, and what he did, he actually ignored the cry of the Rwandese people, especially those tribes who have been targeted because of their ethnic background, only to take million people to die. Then United Nations begin to talk about it in a public way, say we are sorry, there were some mistakes, technical mistakes, that we did not do it. And they never got anybody blamed from the international community of why they allowed this thing to happen, no even blamed on these people. But the only thing that helped is Paul Kagame with his militia took over, reorganized the whole thing. Yeah, and he destroyed the whole system to create a new system today Rwanda is living in. So الموضوع لسه في Equatoria. We are not, let us be clear this. أنا بس message تاعي اليوم عشان لأنه نقدر go to another thing. I don't know if CJ want to say something. But message تاعي our great Equatorian brothers and sisters, our family of great Equatoria. خلينا نكونوا clear to ourselves. These games بتاع election, games بتاع peace agreement, games بتاع negotiation بتاع أحزاب المعارض في الخارج ولا في الداخل, it will never get Equatoria their right لو دق السماء والأرض, because we will be the losers, we will be behind, we will be ignored forever. Because the game واضح. International community now, and what we see from that message is a clear insult to us, saying that we will go and make an assessment on the election. When they're supposed to go and say, let's investigate the murderers and the criminal, والناس القريق لأراضي تاع ناس. بعدين في كلام هنا وكتبه, وإن شاء الله أنا بنput this, I think the report people need to put it there. في report في كلام ده قال شنو? Let me remember, it's called yeah, hold on. Man, there was something here. If you remember, it was very important. Delimitation. Okay, let me read. It's actually in phase 2, page, is page, I think it's page 3, if I'm not mistaken, page 2. It says in number 11, طبعا في A, B, and C, and D. So for D, it says initiate inclusive and transparent discussion on option for district delimitation and voter registration. أنا داري Equatorian يخد ده, clearly that's the most dangerous thing هم خدتوه هنا. Delimitation in those areas. Like في كلمة تانية, I don't know, I will find it here. But what they were trying to say, يعني هم عاوزين يعملوا حسا creating this, عشان هم قاعدين help قال عشان create this environment for the election to happen, they need to count these people who are now in our territories. المواطنين الموجودين الغير استوائيين. They are not Equatorians who are living in the territory of Equatoria. Now they want to put them part of this kind of like خلاص هم جزء من البلد ده, جزء من الأراضي ده, وبعد شيء بيجي بدهم أوراق وهمية إنه هم أبناء المنطقة, وبعد شيء تيجي تلقاهم هم جايين vote. شفتها جايين vote for this illegitimate regime to come up and become the elected government according to what they do. وانتو كان لاحظتوا الحركة الشعبية خطط بتاعة التهجير تاع مواطنين الاستوائية أهدافه كتير واضح. هو تهجير الاستوائيين أدمت فيهم لأنه especially هم they very much into it. Now they are very much working hard to make sure that Equatorians are displaced by any means necessary, so they can make Equatoria have no place to stay. لأنه هسه local to Equatoria bigger are outside in those foreign countries. For UN قال خلينا they get included, but I doubt they will be included. They will not be included. They will actually be counted as the locals of that area, because we have seen SPLM ده ما جديد. SPLM حتى في وقت الماضي في أيام بتاع الشكل بتاع شمال وجنوب, شمال السودان وجنوب السودان, كان حتى في نسبة هجرة اللي بيهجرون كان بيشيلوا من أبناء الدينكا والنوير أكتر من يشيلوا الاستوائيين. هم كانوا بيقولوا الاستوائيين ديل ما يعني مرات بقول ما جنوبين, او حتى هم discredit them as هم ذاتهم ما جزء من المشاكل كله حاصل في على النيل, والجوبا ياو كان controlled by the army بتاع جيش السودان. So the game is clear. These people have these مخططات جاهزة. فأنا ما بعرف ليه في شنو بيخلي Equatorian right now خجلانين يتكلموا عن حقهم, يجيفوا لمصلحتهم. ما في زول انت بتخجل لمصلحتهم, معناته زول يا عندك مرض بتاع إعاقة عقلية, يعني انت زول عندك اختلال في العقل, لأنه this is your right. ما ممكن تقعد تتفرج بيتك قاعدين يحرقوا, مرة قاعدين يشيلوا منك. زي ما كلهم قاعدين نذكركم يا Equatorian brothers and sisters, our women are being abused, our children are being abused. For it's time to say enough is enough and let's fight for the right thing. خلينا ما نشوف أنفسنا منافسين لقيادة. ده ما منافسة قيادة, ولا ده حبا لظهور عشان إحنا منو أحسن من الثاني. الهدف بتاعنا هو قياده ايكوتوريا للطريقه الصحيحه عشان نقدر نحن ننظم حالنا. خلينا ما نشوف لقدام هناك نقول جيران بتاعي ده نساعده. انت كمخ نظمت بيتك you cannot go forward to help your neighbor. حتى لو في طريقه عشان help the neighbor, it will be starting from our house. Today Equatoria house has been in shambles, and then I will talk about هنا حداثة. make sure you time because I don't want to go out of the timing. make sure like عاوزين نتكلم عن موضوع بتاع تمبورا وجيران تا تمبورا which is the Balanda. We're going to talk about it in a few minutes, but أهم شيء عاوزين نذكر إنها استوائيين. this is our time. حان الوقت يا جماعة، حان الوقت نيجي نجيب المصلحة بتاعنا because Equatoria is in this situation we're going backward. خلينا ما ننظر إلى أحزاب، ما ننظر إلى منظمات، ما ننظر إلى إنه قبيلة بتاعنا. أنا جاي من قبيلة لازم أقف مع أخوي ده لأنه من قبيلة. أنا أعرف في كثير من حاجة، حتى الناس ذكروا إنه في جهل، وتاري لما زول ينتمي إلى قبيلته أكثر من ينتمي للحاجة اللي بيكون بيفيدنا كلنا كمجتمع بتاعنا اللي احنا عايشين مع بعض. لانه هسه اقرب ناس لنا منه هنا في ايكوتوريا، اقرب ناس هو قبائل تاعنا ده ايكوتوريا، ما قبائل الخارج ايكوتوريا. قبائل الخارج ايكوتوريا ديل ما اقرباء لنا. وبعدين حتى العلاقات المترابط معنا ان كان بعلاقه الصله بتاع الدم والزواج، احنا اقرب لبعض كقبائل استوائيه. فخلي العقول بتاع حاجه اسمه عقل بتاع حاجه بيقول اسمه شنو القبيله ده، لازم احنا ننكرها لانه ما مصلحه بتاعنا. ما كل زول عنده ابو بتاعه بيعرف ابوه منو، بيعرف امه منو. قبيله ده زي ده عنوان بتاع بيت بتاع كتب من مكان. but it's not supposed to be حاجه اننا بنمسكها كانه ده بقى يعني ككتاب مقدس كده نخطه في ذهننا انه احنا كان جاي نعمل حاجه دي باسم الكتاب ده. نو حتى هذا الكتاب المقدس يقول لك انت يعني خد يعني حاول to analyze and find the truth and facts، يعني اكتشف الحقائق والواقع. so what we want is our people to be very careful on everything we do. احنا عاوزين كاستوائيين بالاخص في الخارج، استوائيين في الخارج احنا بنلعب دور اكبر. فانا للاسف مرات قد نحزن لما نشوف في شخصيات اللي هم ما عاوزين يشوف مصلحه ايكوتوريا، هم عاوزين يشوف مصلحتهم الشخصي او مصلحه بتاع بيقول شنو ده يعني مصالح بتاعهم، يعني كانه هم عاوزين يقول يا اخي انا امور وطني عشان كده انا بقيف لجنوب السودان. ما في وطنيه في جنوب السودان اليوم، خلينا نكون واقعيين. احسن شيء وطنيه عندنا لو هو استوائيه، لان استوائيه هو بقى عنواننا وهو اساسنا من تاريخ. اليوم الدينكا حسب بكل احترامي لهم والنوير and now are the winners in this fight. they are the complete winners لانه هم ناجحين في طريقه بتاعهم. هم قدروا يستغلونا في شكل بتاعهم اللي كان شكل بتاع جهل، شكل بتاع ناس طماعين، شكل بتاع ناس اللي ما عندهم مبدا. ده ما إهانة، ده حقيقة. because what they did to us today we are paying the price. وخلينا احنا استوائيين ما نكون دنا بتاعنا لأي زول خارج استوائية. خلينا نقيف لمصلحتنا، وما في زول من قبائل بتاع استوائية لازم يكون عامل نفسه السيد على أي قبيلة في استوائية. احنا قبائلنا كله متساوي. that's why we are proud to be Equatorians for that reason. فأنا بدي فرصة لسي جي. go ahead تفضل.
excuse.
yes تفضل.
شكرا أتيكا والأخت Hadassah and our viewers and everyone who surrounds all over the world, wherever they are. Yeah, indeed. As I was going to شنو الغريب إنه جد الواحد بيسأل نفسه إنه ما المغزى, what's exactly the objective of those people to bring up this report at this particular point of time. According to these elements, to Gantaros, a report is based on finding. You know what finding is? يعني ملخص انه بحث، يعني واحد بيمشي برسل مجموعة بتاعينهم بيعمل cover up and then they have to go from step to step, as if they have been indicated انه مشينا ملكال. What is ملكال؟ ملكال ما في يعني. There's no ملكال. ملكال أصبحت رماد، في يد بتاع جماعة دي للأسف قدامك ده. Leave alone, wow, they didn't mention انه ما مشوا wow, I don't know. So I wonder what delegations is that. Yeah, the delegations and مشوا هناك عملوا finding that. It would have been probably, I assume, and it is these gentlemen, the guy who replaced David Sharrow, the new guy. Remember, it was recently, when he went on SSTV or that regime dictator, and then they come up with the statement that, okay, about the elections. You remember the guy has been talking about the elections. Yes, yeah, election is possible. It can be done, and all that. So it might have been based on this guy. Imagine the guy has just arrived to the country. He's a newcomer. Somebody have just been there for a while without going all over, as a United Nations envoy. You're supposed to cover up. You're supposed to pay a visit to every corner and including the refugee camps and all that. It's unfortunate this guy didn't do it. When he was asked about the elections, whether or not the election has to take place, he says, okay, yeah. He says, yeah, without any proper details and information. So for me, I would simply say this is a fact kind of finding. What kind of finding it was up to Leo? What kind of finding? When people are dying, when people are killed, people have been displaced, over 2 million people. I wonder what Guantaros is. Yani, I would say, this might have been one of the 2 United Nations secretaries who are most failures. Nasalan, caused a lot of headache to countries, to the third world country, about the underdevelopment country like Africa, particularly it was South Sudan today. With 2 million, you're still, as United Nations, you're still pretending you're a United Nations secretary, coming up with a statement that, okay, yeah, well, based on this finding, we're going to work things out within 2 years' time. That is all nonsense. I wonder, in which country of the world could you imagine, that the United Nations has to go and interfere, start reestablishing a country? Is this a role of United Nations? Is the role is for United Nations to establish this country? I didn't see any shutter within the United Nations. أنا ممكن أن الأمم المتحدة ممكن يكون دولة أو يؤسس دولة. They are now playing the role of what? Establishing a country. The United Nations has a assignment is to keep peace and order, security. It's unfortunate there's no security in that country. So how do you claim that it's a United Nations? How do you say I'm Anna ICC? How do you claim? United Nations mind to shut around Hasi Dawla. Look at this country. It is shameful. It's very shameful. كيف يكون في دولة بيحاول يبنيها United Nations? Believe me or not, it was South Sudanese, whether you are Equatorians, we believe that we are Equatorians. The entire country is Equatorians. And RFK, we believe that. But the point is that, ask yourself, United Nations مش بناها دولة في يوم من الأيام. And under what authority? What mandate? Let these questions go up there. I wish you would have an answer to that. None of them will answer it. ما في دولة بنى على أساس الأمم المتحدة. The reason why we're saying there's no country in that country. Today there's no country. We have a deed. You know what deed is? A certificate, based on land, like, there are countries who are not recognized, such as Somaliland or all that, So some people pretend in this world and say, Anna, you have to have shahada عشان تكون عندك دولة. That is all nonsense. That is nonsense. The way how things are going in this world, as I've said repeatedly, أنه القوي وأكل والضعيف معقول. Whoever is powerful, is the man of the time. That is what it is. That's the guideline, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. That's the guidelines in this world. In this world, can intermediate power, you have nothing. Let me take you back to Zimbabwe. For 30 years, Mugabe has been in that country. People have been suffering. United Nations are just turning their blind eyes. Not until a specific group, they came up, they took this guy out, in a way or another. But then, you could see all the entire world and saying, well, Kalamde quiz. This is good. Yeah, it's good. Imagine. So, Equatoria and you South Sudanese, wherever you are, Nasal Gadugulman South Sudanese, though we have left South Sudan, إحنا already غادرنا ما يسمى بدولة جنوب السودان. هذه الدولة لم يكن لها تركيبة بتاعت هذه الدولة معكوسة. عارف كيف؟ رأسا على عقب بمعنى آخر. يعني زي زول واقف راسه تحت وكراعه فوق. That is what we have in that country. That is the country that we are now having. So this is no dream in the country. There's no country. It is Equatoria who has to rise up to the task and put this country in order. If indeed those unionists, Al-Gari Woolman unionists there, are really serious. The matter is not I'm a unionist, one a separatist, I'm for liberation of Equatoria and all that. The issue is then whether or not we can come together or not to get this kind of regime out. As you can see, people are pushing it. United Nations are playing the role of what? And I doubt, as I've said. Believe me, these groups all these goals and all those Dinka and Nuer are playing games on it with it. Imagine they have access to meet Gontaros, Antonio. They can meet anyone. Remember, money is a devil. Do you understand? Everyone can accept money. That is what it is. That is what it is. It's a dirty thing. You know, أنا سكرتير بتاع الأمم المتحدة أو أنا مثلا مسؤول بتاع منظمة الأمم المتحدة في جنوب السودان وما شابه ذلك أو envoy. That is all nonsense. بقيرش أنت بتكون زي أي كلام. You will be down. So those people are playing these dirty games. The reason why you could see some kind of reports coming up day after the other, trying to deceive people, saying, oh, okay, yeah, within 2 years' time, what will you do? Within 10 years' time, as United Nations, you wouldn't even keep an order. United Nations role was supposed to be security. That means everyone has to be. The same game you're now playing it. It was last time when United Nations played openly. And okay, let's disarm those people. Lay down your guns. Do you have a country now? You know, everything is good. It was United Nations who played these games. They start disarming the Equatorians. The entire Equatorian got disarmed at that particular time, leaving those two, criminals, الاثنين criminals زي ما عيال بتاعهم أطفال بتاعهم كلهم هم they are مسؤولين. ما تقول لي أنه leaders. Don't tell me that leaders, leaderships مثلا أو كيرو مشر. It's not كيرو مشر. It is أي دينكاوي أو أي نويراوي. Those are the ones who are playing all these games. They don't look to a big picture. They are looking to themselves, which is wrong. It is wrong. If indeed we fight together, if indeed we participate in these liberations, that shouldn't be the way how we have to handle this country. To be taken by United Nations, directed by United Nations, constructed by United Nations, it will win. Where are you guys? Even it will be good to shame on you. It will the United Nations بيعلمك ويوريك انك عشان تمشي تصلح بيتك. Is that the way how things has to go in this world? يا دولة في العالم. Tell me which country that United Nations had built it. ما في United Nations. role بتاع United Nations is defense. أنه يدافع عن المواطنين. لو في كارثة وقعت في أي موقع من العالم بيخش هناك عشان يعمل فض النزاع. لو في نزاع يحسم النزاع. أما البناء فهو بيتوقف على شعب هذه البلد. يا شعب بنت على الجهل. زي ما بيقولوا أنه كما قال الشاعر إفريقيا كانت مجاهل ظلمة فكأن من خلق بها لم يخلق. وهذا هي بالطبع الوضع الذي يسير فيه وطننا. يا للأسف أي وطن أنتم تتحدثون عنها، أي انتخابات. اليوم البيع ماشي قدامكم بيبيعوكم أو السوق النخاصة اللي كانوا بيقولوها العرب في الجزيرة العربية هي ما بيدور الحال، ما يدور في جنوب السودان الحال أو دولة Equatoria. That is exactly what is going on in that country. Shameful. Instead, imagine عشان تعرف اللاجئين قالوا في لاجئين في Equatoria وبيدك. بدل ما يدوم مخيمات والناس زي اللي يدوم مواقع بتاعهم. الأمم المتحدة دور بتاعهم المفروض ينظر the role of United Nations is to look for the refugee to get back to their respective area. Then talk about what so-called elections. Out of that is nonsense. Imagine, I wouldn't have imagined. They says it is based on what? Now the guy is recommending. He says as a recommendations he seems to say and ICC have said that. That is totally nonsense. So it is your role, Equatoria. الشعب هم القوة. We are the power. لو هنا قلبنا دهرنا لكل بعض كل واحد مننا قلب دهره للتاني, we will pay for it. And that is what we are ongoing. We're going through it. It is you who have to decide your destiny, not the United Nations to come in and decide your destiny. United Nations role is a protection and defense, like what happened between Israel and Arab. United Nations ما بنى إسرائيل ولا بنى فلسطين. الليلة إحنا قاعد ننظر لنا إحنا كلنا بننظر على أساس إنه United Nations بيبني لنا حاجة. No, it is not that way. It is we the people. We the people. So we need to open our eyes wider and be very serious about this issue. There's a game here. There are people who've been bribed. في قروش قاعد يدفعوا هنا. قروش كنت بترول جلابة لعب كلام ده. Jalaba had played these games by the time when we was under one united Sudan. Jalaba لعبوا هذه اللعبة. فإنتوا عاوزين اللعبة دي يمشي لقدام. You know, that is the way how things are going. The powerful have the hands, the upper hands. The weak is always, you know, zibala. So let us not be that kind of people. Let us be Equatorians. You know, I believe we can lead. Equatorians are leaders. Wherever they are, we are leaders. If we are to hold this country wouldn't have been United Nations ما ممكن نخش فوق عشان يقعد يدخل أنفه ويقول لنا بكرة نعمل لكم انتخابات ونعمل كذا وكذا. No, ما في. It's unimaginable. You wouldn't have think of that. Today, as I'm talking, قالوا كينيا وسودان. كينيا قال للجماعة شنو؟ قال إنه اليوروبيين يمشوا ممكن يمشوا في بدون ببطاقة. They don't need any visa any longer to go to Kenya. As well, when they are expecting something in return in a similar manner, by South Sudan. I wonder whether or not Kenya have recognized that there is a country, there is a government in that country. I'm proud of the guy who has spoken last time in the East African Conference. He spoke it straight. Imagine there's no parliament, there's no because he was straightforward. I expect some kind of people like that. So I wonder, I wish I would have an answer in Kenya. Do you recognize that is the country has said Al-Gidab or later Uganda? Is this a country? This is not a country. You know, if that is the way how it is in your country, it is totally irrelevant. That is not the way how country has to be built. Country بيقتل بيمشي يبني مباني في محلات بتاعينكم. You start investing. We know you are benefiting from that, but that is not the way. If indeed you are for your people, if indeed you are for your neighbors, Kenya should have opened on us. Kenya should have stepped up to the points. Kenya should have defended us, wherever they are. In the international community, they are supposed to defend us. They are a member in the United Nations. Uganda is a member in the United Nations. Congo as well. So remember that we're neighbors. One day, a day will come. A day will come. We don't want that day to come, so that we have to turn each other back to each other. I urge people of Kenya, you know, to pressure their leaders. Tell them, you know, the way how things are going in that country is not good. So, you know, the matter is not, I know, an exchange of coming to Kenya without passport and everything. That is not our main point. Our main point is security. Our security is your security, guys. You, the people of Kenya and Uganda. It's unfortunate. You put us down. You know, you will be accounted for. History will not forgive you guys. As leaders, they will not forgive your leaders, whatever the reason is. So I will end up here. Actually, no, it is a sad bag, you know, to see such kind of reports coming up, you know, claiming try to ask for the European countries to come up and assist those governments. When you assist a criminal, you are a criminal. Remember that. Whether you're Europeans or later white or blacks or whatever it is, whoever assists a criminal is a criminal. This country has a blood in his head. So as well, this blood will follow you guys. Whether you're alive or not, it will follow you. And God is watching. You know, whatever you did to the others, do unto others as you wanted things to be done to you. So since you have turned our backs to us, we the people of South Sudan, we're now suffering. We're suffering severely. Over 2 million people are in the exiles. It's that, yet you're talking about what? About elections. No, you shouldn't support that kind of criminals. Those criminals are supposed to be taken to a court of law. If indeed, you have that feeling, if indeed you're Christians, we have been crying throughout. It's unfortunate. We didn't see any Christianity in any one of those who are now engaged in these problems. Because Christianity, it does shows love, dignity. Where is all this? It's unfortunate. فإحنا تحت شنو النيران يا أخوانا. We are under fire, guys. We need to wake up. We need to wake up to the task. It is people who will decide whether or not انتخابات حيكون موجود ولا ما في. ما هو الهدف منها شنو؟ عاوزين يخطوا الكريمنال ده عشان يكونوا شنو؟ سيادة بالنسبة لكم. 3/4 الدنكا الليلة هم قاعد يدوروا في جوبا، هم ياو بوليس، هم ياو جيش، هم ياو كل شيء. Why? Is that the way how this country was? جوبا ما كان تابع للنازل، كل زول في موقع بتاعه. الليلة الرفيجي بتاعه موجودين قاعد يقول في سلام. Why wouldn't Guterres ask himself? refugees اللي رجعوا لمحلاتهم عشان تيجي تتكلم في موضوع بتاع تقارير ولا ICC? Shame on you guys. This is not the way how you have to run this world. One day things will turn. It has ever turned before. For 600 years, all were being tortured by the Turkish. A day will come when this war will turn over. Today is your day, but the next day will be someone's. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, CJ. Yeah, it's a very much critical situation as we speak. But, thank you for, speaking on that. The report, people who never read the report, they can go into Radio Miraya or even they can go to Diversity. They look for it there. But Radio Miraya actually have it, and you can go even read the report. They had summarized the report into, giving it as a news in the Miraya TV, the Miraya radio, where they talked about the condition. They see there is a failure in the election. And the way how they did the assessment is just they're trying to encourage the regime to continue focusing on, speaking about the situation is the election. So it's almost, that's what they call it, assessment. But anyway, in my point here, there is another subject I want to talk about. زي ما قلت أرجعوا للراديو مرايا بتلقوا الريبورت هناك موجود. الريبورت ده طبعا is publicly هنا في أمريكا وناس اللي في Western countries. They can go to United Nations directly and look in South Sudan conflicts or South Sudan, South Sudan as a nation, and they will give you a lot of things about Sudan reports. And I tell you the last report اللي جاء من United Nations. Now I wanted to talk about something else because we spoke about that. I know it's going to be continuous. This topic or this topic on the conflict on the report, it can continue with a lot of us. But عاوز أرجع لموضوع مهم جدا and very important. If you can give me a second, let me open the file and read. Yeah, it says طبعا اتكلمنا عن the UN report. Then the crisis in Azande. طبعا this is a very, very sensitive situation our people are going through right now. God be with them and our hearts and soul. Our hearts is with them, our prayers. We believe that we Equatorians will overcome this. There's nothing impossible. And I want our brothers and sisters who are down there in the land of in the Tambura area and all these areas that in the west to continue standing still. Zima, last time when we were with Brother Hakim in that EBC, we spoke clearly. And I remember that sister in particular, and I think even you, CJ, you spoke, I think, about that they need, and I think it was Hadassah too, because that's what she said, that we, the young men, let them stop running out. Let them defend the homeland. Let them defend it. So that way they know there is men in Equatoria. عشان يعرف في رجال في استوائية لازم الرجال ده اللي يجيف. I know it's difficult, but we can do different. We can fight even with pencil. We can fight. شفت pencil socket we can fight in there. لأنه الناس دي ما عندهم قوة. ديل بس سلاح يقدر يخليهم رجال. الريل راجل شفتها وبيشاكلك زي راجل الثاني بشكل لما تشوف منو بقى تحت، لكن ده ما رجال لانه هم بيشيلوا السلاح. والموضوع لسه قاعد نتكلم عنه هنا طبعا البيرسونال ايشو ده مش the situation لسه Azande got enticed or entangled with بلاندا. ده كله لعبه يعني جاي من زي ما انه قاعد نقول لعبه جاي من الحركه الشعبيه ومن ايو because اللعبه واضح. الحركه الشعبيه is interested on making sure that our people within Equatorial region and Balanda people to fight even to the extent لما نوصل لمرحله ان نقدر نقاتل بعضنا عشان هم ذات يقدروا يستفيدوا في البرجه اللي فوقه. وزي ما انا قلت في الكلام ده انا قلت this is a historical neighbor، يعني history تاع بلاندا مع زاندي is long. زي ما هنا كل قبائل تاع Equatorial we are getting together. so اول مره بنسمع مشاكل ده بقوم. واول يعني انا سمين انا طبعا انا report last time with my cousin where she's not here today, but that last time she came and talked about the situation ناس امبورورو عمل attack on Zande. كنا قاعدين نتكلم في الكلام ده مدة الشهور الماضي. you know so these things was building up وكله نازل. كنت لاحظتم قاعدين في امبريلا تا ايو او قاعدين في امبريلا تا هناك تا اس بي ال ام. عشان كده تلقى بعدين عندك مسج تاعي ل our brothers في western بحر الغزال. you guys need to stand up clearly as one thing. That's what I want you to know. انتوا لازم تاخذوا قرار واحد. Are you standing for your land and people ولا انتوا standing لأحزاب؟ because انتوا مستعدين تؤمنوا بأحزاب وتؤمنوا بقادة اللي ما قادر يديكم قدام. القادة ده اللي بيقدر يدخل يلف يمين وشمال زي حرباية ده ما بينفع. because even us in Equatoria we are condemning any leader بتاع Equatoria اللي داير يجي لنا بطريقة بتاع حرباية أو طريقة chameleon. We are not accepting such leaders. إن عاوزين leaders اللي بيجي straightforward for the people and the land. وانتوا لازم to find. احنا عاوزين يعني حس الحدث اللي حصل في تمبورا we both كان في crime حصل من طريق Azande. the Azande will find the criminal and they will prosecute them. كانوا في جوا ايو ولا كانوا وين. و the same thing with Balanda. those الارم ميليشيا بتاعهم اللي جا هناك دخل قتل مواطنين Azande they need to be put into prosecution. لانه حاجه ده بيجا going far. لانه ما عاوزين نوجي نخلي نورث المشكله لتاريخ الجيل الجاي. لانه ما حصل كان في history بتاع Balanda before they were fighting each other with Zan. Today is happening. إذا الناس يعني خلينا نكون let's our people come to common sense, humanity, understanding إن إحنا كلنا we are one people. لكن لو ما في مبدأ ده في وسطنا ولو إحنا ما ماشيين فوقه وما مؤمنين فوقه then that country is going to be in a difficult position اللي فوقه. وأنا كإيكاتوريان who have made my decision and I'm not backing up from it, I call for separation because I see there is no way I can go forward. Like my trust is gone because trust is on. الثقة لازم يكون على حاجة يعني الثقة ما بيدوك لو ساكت. أنت لازم يعني لازم بقول شنو to earn it. I don't know in Arabic but earning it. You know you have to earn that trust. You know so الثقة لازم you have to earn it. If you don't earn that أيوة تتحصل عليه. Because it's very hard for us to continue believing in such like such impossible thing or حاجة وهمي يقول إحنا أخوان وإحنا ناس سوا together. But when you see the reality in the ground ما في. أنت بتلقى كل زول بينتمي لقبيلة بتاعهم. إحنا Equatorian we don't have that and now اليوم بقى في حاجات قاعد يدخلوا في وسطنا. They're now trying to create this within us. So إحنا بنتمنى من all our brothers neighbors بتاعنا please look at it carefully. إحنا خلينا ما نوصل لمرحلة إهانة each other. ما نوصل لمرحلة كراهية. ما نوصل لمرحلة بتاع لأنه أنتوا جيران. إحنا لما قعدنا شفنا حاجات اللي قاعدة يحصل على النيل 15 سنة هسه 16 سنة exactly 16 سنة we watch what happened from Upper Nile side. They never looked at it in a way إحنا قاعدين look at it today. Because when we told them حاجات دي ما كويس وصلنا للفدرالية. How many of our brothers gave them options؟ فدرالية يا جماعة نقعدوا كأخوان نعملوا حكومة كده. They don't want to listen. هم قالوا لنا خلقونا نحكم و the same time قالوا لنا حررناكم. لما بقى يعملوا شنو؟ بقى يغيروا التاريخ يقول لنا يا إيكاتوريان انتوا من هنا انتوا جايين من يوغندا. وهم نسوا انه التاريخ انه الاراضي ده كله، الاراضي اللي قسموها ده افريقيا لما اتقسمت بالمستعمرين. دي كولونيالز هم اللي لعبوا دور في تقسيم اراضي تاع الناس. لكن الحاجه اللي خلى استوائيين احنا كاستوائيين مربوطين مع البعض، لانه التاريخ بتاعنا باندماج بتاعنا مع العلاقات اللي عايشين فوقه، عدم يعني نهب بتاع ارض بتاع زول، عدم قتل مواطن، يعني مشكله بنقتل بعضنا، ما في نرفض حاجات ده. حتى لو حصل احنا ما بنجي نحكم القبيله كله على اساس واحد زول او 5 انفار، او ان شاء الله يكون 100 نفر في جوا القبيله ده. قانون بقى من 200 نفر 100 منهم ما بنحكم القبيله 200 ده كله ان هم غلطانين، احنا بنفتش المجرمين بنحكمهم. كان سلاطيننا عندهم حكمه، عشان كده قاعدين نسموهم ده فعلا سلاطين، بس كان عندهم الحكمه. اليوم ما في حكمه في قاده بتاعنا في جنوب السودان بكله. وانا بقولها انا ايكاتوريان، ما في حتى قاده في ايكاتوريا توداي، because القاده اليوم بقى حبهم للسلطه اكثر من حبهم للشعب، اكثر حبهم للارض. حتى تاريخهم ما قاعد يكرموا تاريخهم. they don't take pride of themselves as Equatorians. instead هم عاوزين يكونوا دنب بتاع ناس ثانيين، عاوزين يجروا لمصلحه بتاعهم الشخصي، مصلحه الشخصي اللي بديانه. هو قاعد يفكر انه قاعد يكون غني وخلاص، او حيكون في سلطه وحيلقى كل الكوتات بتاع القروش وحيكون مرتاح. بعد شويه تيجي تلقاه بيوصل وين؟ هو بيكون في باور، يا لو بينسى انه بكره حاجات دي ما هيطردوك. هسه الناس اللي كانوا في شهر العسل بتاع الحركه الشعبيه شنو صار؟ مش طردهم، تانيين بقى يباك، يعني بقوا شحالين عشان يدخلوا جوا مع كير يعملوا اتفاقيات. سلفاكير رياك مشار، these people have history of wrong and wrong. الباقيين اللي هم كانوا مفترض يصلحوا الطريق بقوا ماشيين على مصالحهم الشخصيه، وده حاجه معيب جدا، معيب جدا لدرجه لما بيحزن كمواطن كانسان وكابن تا ايكاتوريا. فtoday the situation have become so serious that for us to see the conflict اللي حصل في وest Equatoria مع اخواننا هناك في واو، it's really really unacceptable. وانا بتمنى من كل احنا نشوف بعض ك brothers and neighbors in the same time, because في حتى تزاوج مع البعض. انا ما برفض الكلام ده، لكن ما معناته انا بقبل بانه تيجي تهيني، تيجي تقتلني، تيجي تغتصب اختي الزنداويه، تيجي تغتصب اخوي كان هو قريبي ذاته هناك من بلندا. ما ممكن. it is not allowed. يعني في جرائم حصلت لازم يعاقب، وكان بقى ايو هو الاساس بتاع المشكله اللي فينا. we have to denounce ايو completely, because I see ايو is the wrong thing in that country. ايو and SPLM, they did not fight for the whole people, they only fight for their tribal interests. يا جماعه حاجه ده واضح. when we gonna wake up and smell the coffee and see the reality what it is. الحركه الشعبيه اتكونت من مصلحه، يعني من نظريه بتاع انه نحن نبني قبيلتنا في المستقبل البعيد، انه نكون احنا السياده. وحصل اليوم هم السائدين البلد. ده ما كراهيه ضد الدنكه، لكن ده الحقيقه اللي حصلت، مع انه الحركه الشعبيه بقى رمز للدنكه، انه ده هو اساسهم في السياسه وفي تقرير تاع حياتهم مصيرهم وكده. ده ما بيتخلوا عن الحركه الشعبيه. هم حتى لو قالوا انه حركه شعبيه لسه ما بيتخلوا عن قرن، لانه قرن هو مؤسس بتاعه، وقرن احنا قاعدين نشوفه هو الخطر الاكبر اللي جاب مشكله ده. واس بي ال ام اي يو توداي هو الرمز بتاع رياك مشار، ورمز بتاع النيه في رياك مشار انه يبني مؤسسه قبلي انتقاما. طبعا هو كمان استغلالي، هو زول بيقولوا opportunist، زول هو بيلقى مصلحته وين، فهو لقى الاستغلاليه من خلال لعبه بتاعه في ايو ده، ولقى نادى اهله. حتى ناس لما جاء دخلت المشكله بتاع اسمه شنو ده، اسمه what they call it, the white army ده. white army it was most of them كان تابعين لميليشيا تاني، لانه كان حتى في خلاف بين نوير مع رياك مشهد before, you know. the ناس بولينو متيب ده كان against دينكا completely. لكن لما هم جا شافوا ماسك اللي حصل في جوبا، وزي ما انت قلت سي جي، اليو ان قاعد يواتش حاجات ده، واليو ان بس بيجي بريبورت داون. دي جريمه ضد الانسانيه. regardless لو هسه عنا عارفين انه what happened today the regime is controlled by two tribes, but still ندي لكل زول حقه. This what happened in there was a crime against humanity, against the tribe of Nuer, and the same thing كمان Nuer and Dinka, they commit the same crime against Murle, against every Equatorian. When against Hassa today, they are even using our people between two neighbors, old neighbors, عندنا تاريخ معهم, you know, ناس بلندا and Zande. يعني imagine that now they want us to get into a fight عشان احنا بعد كده بقى نوصل لمرحلة بتاع إبادة each other. لكن we still believe there is a hope with this dark cloud اللي فوقه. Want to ask everybody to calm down, not use too much anger, اللي بيخلينا نعمل commit sin against each other. في wrong حصل and we cannot change the wrong اللي حصل, لكن we can correct it by the right way, by doing the right thing, by speaking out to our people in a reasonable way. But then in شبابنا ta Azande, you stand up. You guys in West Equatoria, unify yourself with every tribe in that area, and the same thing with Central Equatoria, the same thing with East Equatoria. With the same problem as في East Equatoria كمان قاعد يقوم. Today في East Equatoria عندنا المؤرسين زي لوبون, because they're المؤرسين. Let's put them out clear. أي governor في جوا Equatoria اللي عينوهم الحركة الشعبية وآيو, these people are the enemies, the great enemies of Equatoria, and we will never give them respect because they're the people who killed and who are behind our death. Our people are dying because of them. So let Equatoria not worship leaders. ده حاجة اللي قاعد يزعلني شديد لما نشوف some Equatorians كمان في الدياسبرا اللي قالوا هم فاهمين ديمقراطية, اللي عايشين وسط Europeans, عايشين وسط Westerners, قاعدين يورشب يعبدوا قادة كأنه بقى ده النبي بتاعهم. عيب عليكم. انتوا قلتوا انتوا مثقفين, انتوا ناس متعلمين, كل زول جايب الدبوره بتاع PhD ولا جايب الدبوره بتاع UN بتاع مين, بتاع جيش التحرير الشعبي, وده ذاته ده ما حركه ذاته عسكري واضح, ده حركه متمرد فاشل. اي زول ده يكون له رتبه, ده يكون له عنوان, ده حلو عنوان بدون مؤاخذه. لازم focus on what Equatorians are looking for. The people want to come back home. فالسبب الاساسي اللي احنا قاعدين speak out here is not because we want to create division or create people to be angry at us. Let us القال له الاذن يسمع واللي ما عنده اذان ما بعرف بيسمع كيف, لكن we pray that the people have to be wise. لانه this time we don't want to, لانه احنا في وضع محرج خاصه كاستوائيين. We are in the most sensitive time and sensitive moment of our history. لانه في خلال الشهور الجاي كأننا ما فكرنا الصح, ما مشينا قدام, احنا حنوصل لمرحله يعني يمكن يكون ذاته بيقدم او بيسرع الفشل التستوائي, بيكون اسرع وبيكون very there is no hope for it. يعني انا ما داري نقول ما في hope, لكن we know there is a hope because we are working day and night thinking of what the best way for us as Equatorian to stand up. فانا ما عاوز اكتر هنا, لكن عاوز make sure as Equatorian we need to focus on our right. You know, الوضع هنا فوق اليوم فتن بتاع الحركه الشعبيه وايو is exactly planned as they wanted it. You know, طبعا رياض مشهر took the opportunity and now he's taking the you know the case in Equatorial, لكن in reality he's already for himself, and we know that. We're not going to condemn everyone because of some, لكن الناس اللي بيحسوا هم أبرياء من الحاجات بتاع أهلهم قاعد يعملوا, مفترض speak out, مفترض يكونوا brave enough to support what we're saying, even to give us our right as Equatorian when we call for separation, not to be offended but to say we respect what you're saying. لكن لما تكون ده تخلق عدوان, ده تقول لا ترفضني, انت بتشد حبل بتشد حبل, في النهايه حبل هيقطع, because this is what we're going to. And what we need for Equatoria is to stand for the land and the people. Let for leaders, خلي leaders ديل يظهر من احنا كشعب يا بنخط يا الليدر بيكون, احنا الشعب هنا يا بنقيم يا القائد. لازم يكون عنده قيم اخلاقي, قيم فكري, قيم عسكري, قيم مبادئ بتاعه كله يكون في قياده. وبعدين لانه القياده هو مسؤوليه, ده ما بيقول شنو ده, like something to be يعني ده ما نفوذ, ده ما I forgot the word, man. It's just concerning. But yeah, ده ما نفوذ طبعا. You know, when we're bilingual, sometimes you miss the language. But ده ما حاجه عشان زول يفتخر به. It's something you do as a duty. وكل مواطن مننا عنده duty بتاعه. Duty بتاعنا we have to work together. وانا بتمنى من كل Equatorian brothers and sisters, let us work together because this is the time. وانا جاي نتكلم عن الثاني, البوينت الثاني هو كمعارضات, كاكتيفيست او الناس اللي بيقول لهم you know activists in our community, we need to be very careful what language we come up with. تفضل. النشطاء في المجتمع بتاعنا وخاصة في السوشيال ميديا. في حاجات كده ما عجبني في خلال يعني من زمان, من وقت قديم شوية, the way how the language is coming out from us is not good. يعني we need to kind of like respect, just respect for the sake of our ancestors, for the sake of ancestors تاعنا والجنريشن الجاي ورانا. أنا عارف في ناس ما يحبوا بعضهم, and they will not love you when you speak, but at least حتى لو ما قادر like you, be honest with yourself, say let him hate, it's not going to kill me, but let us focus on the objective, our people and our land. Yeah, تفضل في كلام بتاع أنا قلت you know yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Tambura, exactly, thank you.
Well, I don't know if Asante, I don't know.
Yeah, welcome, Asante. Hadassah was there. Thank you.
Asante, let's give her a chance. Let's see if we can. Go ahead. Asante, how are you?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you guys?
Thank you.
Yeah. Greetings, great Equatorians people. And what I just want to say this morning is tears may roll in at night, but always let's know that joy comes in the morning. Our unity, our land, our ancestors' crown, our honor. So, I would like to extend my condolences to the family of people of Western Equatoria. And I will just want to say that you guys need to stand for yourselves. You guys need to protect yourself. There's an enemy already. There's an enemy already in the land that is creating a lot of friction, division that we know, but let's just stand strong for ourselves and work hard for our unity. This is the only way that we can reach our destination. This is the only way that our ancestors can be proud of us once again as Equatorians. I don't have much to say. I'll just leave it here so that CJ, you can continue.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sister. It's great, Well, indeed, I just wanted to give some points about, what was going on in Tombora. Yeah. Well, for me, it's actually, it is really a broken heart kind of a news to hear that, Azande and people of Balanda, to get engaged in this kind of conflicts, This is something unexpected. We wouldn't have expected that kind of things, but it happens gradually as things got developed, as we have come to learn that, it wasn't actually, the people itself, it wasn't the people, the civilians, the populations, it's rather those SPLA, YO, those are the conflicts, the cause of the conflicts. Now, this reminds me the second round of such kind of conflicts that have occurred in WOW at the same time. Remember those boys who got killed in Makano Mashufu demonstrations. So it is totally sad. So people, if you're listening to us, and I believe so, you're out there, if it's an individual or any, please pass our words to the others. What I wanted to say here is that, this problem is not your problem, guys. Don't tell me that you're talking about land, you're talking about Ana Kuteawina, the first guy, I was here and this is my land and all that. We don't have that complex. We fully depend on you, people of, you are our people. Itunas Wauda, and Faratit in particular, you have been threatened once. You are our people. Remember that. We're proud of you guys. We are proud of you. If at all, if there is somebody, if someone were to come and aim to us his gun, that will not be you guys. It will be someone else. Faratit. Faratit cannot at all aim their guns against the Equatorians. We have a bloodlines. We are mixed. We do have bloods with you guys. And we know who you are. You are part of us, and we're proud of you. So let us don't make mistakes. Let us not exaggerate things. When in the state of looking to the third party, the third party, who's the third party? The third party is IO, when I say SPLA, SPLA Dinka, when SPLA YO Nuer, straightforward, I will tell you. So watch out about those people. Itu Tiger, the Tiger, those people who call Tiger, please come to your sense. The question is, why wouldn't you stand for yourself as Tiger? Tiger Bahar Ghazal. Instead of Tiger,
Usud, lions, not Tiger. Tiger, that skir. Yeah.
والكلهم بقى حيوانات المهم في سهل مع المعذرة العفو. اوكي الاسود الاسود احنا بنوقع الاسود. الاسد ما قاعد يمشي ورا زول ثاني. ليه واو عاوز يمشي؟ ليه اسد بتاع واو عاوز يمشي ورا زول ثاني ورا نويراوي او دنكاوي؟ Why wouldn't you stand for yourself? I know you will give some excuse. I know, come kaza or kaza. Please, this is the time. Equatoria is to your side. We are to your sides. Equatoria is to your side. Don't be afraid to stand for yourself. I know some of you might have been used. They have been used by the third party. We know that. As Equatorians, we have learned. Hopefully we have learned. Imagine how did reporters, those reporters, who have come up with all these issues. Imagine how do they put the conflicts at the earlier times. And Nasal ally, those who are allied with Kir, they went on and then allied with Mashar. And instead, it wasn't an ally. It was a tribe. It was Nuer tribe against Dinka tribe, straight. That was clear. Now, politically, they had to put it this way. طبعا زول شاطر المجرم هو شاطر وبيقول انه شاطر لكن الحقيقه واضح. قال انه الناس المنتمين الموالين لكير، قال المشكله لما حصل 2013 الناس الموالين لكير those who are allies to the كير من كل وقفوا مع كير، وناس الالاي ما مشر وقفوا مع مشر. That is how they portray this issue. They put it that way. من خطوها بهذا الصورة.
Yeah, they politicize it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. So that in order to عشان يعمل cover up الوول انه يعرف المشكلة في جنوب السودان ده اوكي اللي حصل هناك في هذه البلد اثنين دول اختلفوا لما they got fired, this guy got fired and all that. Not until when we speak. When the Facebook, thanks be to Facebook, when we speak along the Facebook, I don't know, this is a conflict. This is a tribal conflict. And the owner have even, admit, and yes, there was a war in 1991. And for me, the war didn't start in 1991. It is in 1983. That was the war when Gering and the late Masalan Woshunu Garbino, they went on eliminating what's so-called Anyanya 2. Nasa Jegalus Anyanya 2, they used to call them Nyagat. In where terms, I don't know what that is, but Khartoum Kanga de Gulom Shunu Galden Mujrimin, Del Haramia. Of course, Nyagat was the elements of Gordon Matwat. And Gordon Matwat was one of those who was in disagreement with Lagu by the time when he came to the agreements in 1972. When he came up and spoke and says, no, Lagu, he was not happy about what Lagu did, of course. The main point was that, he says, well, I don't know what was his idea. He was saying, okay, we wanted deliberations and all that, but that is all nonsense. It was always about the leaderships. Why should Lagu took over? That was what Gordon Matwat was trying to say. So they were defined as what? Mujrimin, Haramia, Kanu. They were not so active, powerful. Unlike Gereng, by the time when they went with Garbino, it was actually, the credit goes to Garbino, and Garbino is the one who create all these havocs. Then comes John Gereng, انتهز فرصة واخذ الفرصة دي طوالي, and then took over. At the end of the day, of course, he took out مثلا زول المعاودة, so that he has to have the names and understand the title. So here, what I'm saying إنه إحنا we're better off. We're not enemy of each other. Any attack to Azande is an attack to all Equatorians. Any attack to Balanda is an attack to every Equatorian as well. As we are pushing on for liberations of Equatoria, or independent of Equatoria, because that country, the country we are in now, is not South Sudan. The country we're in is called Equatoria, the Great Equatoria. When you say Great Equatoria, that means the entire country. The former three district, كانوا بشنو مديرية الجنوبية. That is what it is. It was known as Equatoria Ladu, whether you like it or not. I know some other people may not like the word Ladu. When we put Ladu over there, that was how Equatoria was well known. So, Nazbita Wow, please, I call upon those of Bahar al-Ghazal radio and Mabarif radio plat Korichuk, Ismo
Zoom, yeah, Zoom. But yeah, yani all of the Bahr al-Ghazal people, including down there and outside in diaspora. Yeah, la TV, Zoom,
okay,
TV.
Yeah. Zoom TV, exactly. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, Zoom TV. I want them, please, try to encourage your people who have no hard feeling on you guys. Whatever happens, happens. Let us be open-minded, and look to those who have created these conflicts. Keep them aside. Tell them to step aside, and hold each other, because the enemy is now working day and night. They're working hard. They have the security. They have the army. They have the power, the government. So our main task is supposed to take over. How should we take over? It requires me and you and everyone down there, whether you're a girl or woman or a man. We need to be aside. So what happens in Tumbra, let us just say it might have been a coincidence, something that it happens, because this is the tactics of the young council of elders.
Yeah,
they're the one who are now playing. زي ما انتم عارفين الراجل ده empty minded. الزول الكبير الشيخ الكبير ده empty minded. لكن engineers they are the young councils. Don't tell me أنه دور الفاب they came to the news and says, oh, okay, we have no hands on that. Nonsense. They are there. So we know who they are. So please, 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 I beg you to come to your calms. Calm the situations. Hold each other wherever you are, in the displaced areas, in Congo, where you have been displaced. Make no mistake that, make sure that, you come back to your area. Hold each other. Communicate, discuss. Let there be a discussions. Let there be a negotiation between your leaders, the chiefs and all that, to figure out who's your right enemy, who's your real enemy, before you could advance and say, this is a serious matter we're talking about. It is not something that is so easy. So come up in your radios, in your TVs, Facebook TVs, please speak out. Speak out for the betterment of Equatoria, Great Equatoria. We know where Great Equatoria is. Those elements who are now holding the country, they are not from this country. That is why they call it South Sudan, and they're insisting that it has to be called South Sudan. They're using your resources to turn the page so that, you are blind, so that we are blind. How comes a guy like Gering to have his bill, and not for a bill between the this bill has to be taken out? How comes Nazil, they are the same people, those are dangerous people. So let us not turn our weapon to each other. Let us turn it to the right guy, or enemy, those who don't want our existence. So let's be careful about that. It is your role. It is you who can make the change. It is you who can, let the flame go up or comes down. So I'm counting on you, Karkuchu and his colleagues, and Rain.
Angelo. All these guys.
I'm counting on you. Your word can make a difference. You can make a difference. I believe that. So we have no hard feeling. Azande, please, if at all you believe you are one people,
زاندي كان ماسك واو ده كان كله محل بتاع زاندي. remember that. واو ده كان كله محل بتاع زاندي. ناس كريش وجماعة دول كلهم من ياو نفس الفصيلة. مجموعات دول كل واحد the same people. not until زبير باشا لما جاء هناك وعمل خراب لكن still you stand. أنا بعرف ملك بتاع زاندي ده كان دور الفات قاعد يحسبوه قالوا قاعد يبيعوا الناس. You know we know that. So we have a history, guys. We have a history. Let's come to our sense. Let's come back to our sense and feel that إحنا أخوان. You know الخائن مننا you know من جاءكم إذا جاءكم أنه فاسق بنبأ بمعنى زول الكعب الفاسق الزول الفاسق أو زول الكعب لو زول الكعب جاءكم بنبأ فتنبهوا عارفوا أن الخطر وين instead of taking and killing each other. رحمة الله على الناس اللي ماتوا you know بنقول ربنا يرحمهم ويتقبل روحهم ويسامحكم أيضا مع بعض. You need to hold each other. بالنسبة للأخوان في زاندي please بالنسبة للشباب وين ما كان ما دايرينكم you know please ما ترفعوا أي شيء. Try your level best. Come together and put an end to this point. لأنه ده الانمي. Remember it is the same people. نفس الناس اللي كان جابوا لكم دور الفات ناس اللي اسمه شنو ناس جوزيف كونين
Lord's Army ده مع ناس رياك ذاته هسه الايو الكثير من زاندي دخلوا في ايو ما ده رياك جاب لنا اسمه شنو ده اللورد ارمي اللي جوا.
فايتو ناس اللي في ايو ده I know it we are in critical situations لكن let us come to our sense. We need to work together wherever you are. أنا بنحترم we know the reason why you have been there. Some of you might have loved money لكن money is not everything. Money is there. بلد ده كله قروش. بلد بتاعنا ده كله قروش. So let us hold each other. انت لازم في ايو فكر كويس انه مصلحتك وين. عارف كيف مصلحتك وين؟ ايو ما بيجي بياخد محل وبقول ده انا يمسكوا نوير يا بيخطوا هناك ويا قاعد ويا مسك محل. So let us open our eyes. You know, Wilizande, please come to your sense. Wite Nas Andogo, Unas Yamadil, Nasawao, please. We are one people. We are one people. شوفوا الزول الغريب اللي جاكم في جوابات ده. خطوا عينكم، ركزوا عليه. انتبهوا له. احنا ما راضين بحاجة اسمه شنو 2 قبيلة يحكم هنا. ما ادينا تفويض نازل. هؤلاء القبائل يرجع لمحلهم. هم ما عندهم محل في جنوب السودان اصلا. هم ما عندهم محل. ما هو بس طغيان وقوة ده بس هم دخلهم بس بقوة يقتل ويعمل يودك عشان كده. هم ما عندهم محل هنا. محلهم شمال. الشماليين الليلة بيعرفوا معترفين بواقع بتاعهم. على سبيل المثال في ناس عندهم مخيمات هناك كان شوفوا لما يمشوا شمال بيعملوا لهم شنو؟ بيعملوهم باللطف. يعني بيعملوهم بحسن نية وكذا الحاجات دي كله وقائع. فأنتوا ما تنغشوا. ناس الغرباء دول نازل يوم الايام ضيفتهم الليله اللي ضيفتهم امبارح الضيف بتاع امبارح يوم انقلب علينا الليله. لذلك انا بقول انه شنو شيت هيلكم واحنا اخوان ابدا ما نسيء الظن ما نسيء انظار في بعضنا ما نكونوا ضد بعض. دعنا نحب بعضنا بعض زي ما قال لنا يسوع. وانا بعرف انكم كلكم مؤمنين هناك. عارف كيف؟ كان جاكم ضيف انتوا بتكرموه ما بتقتلوه. لو جاكم زول عشان يديكم انتوا ما زال انتوا عايشين مع بعض. الارض ده ما كل شيء. احنا ما هو الارض ده دقيقتين بعد يومين 3 احنا بنغادر بنخلي الاطفال. هكذا الحياه. عارف كيف؟ انت ما قدرت تولي ولدك جناك ان يكون عدو للثاني. So hold each other guys. Let us have our right place. احنا we will do it. We will emerge. احنا هنجي هننتصر باذن الله. يلا ربنا معاكم.
Thank you. بس في حاجه واحده من الفاي هنا كمان عشان تقدر تعرف. الارض هو اساس بتاع الناس بتاع الشعب بتاع الناس اللي جوا لانه كل زول عنده مكانه. يعني زي بيتك انت لازم ده مكان مقر بتاع التاريخ بتاعك بتاع الاجيال الجاي وراك. الارض مهم جدا لكن في نفس الوقت في among real brothers اللي هم عارفين هم عندهم علاقه الدم وكده لازم يفهموا حاجه واحد. احنا ما نخلي غريب يجي يقسمنا. وطبعا اعدائنا بيضحكوا على موتى بتاعنا زي ما احنا شايفين everybody that wanna laugh at our people they will laugh. لكن ما كل شيء عنده وقت والدماء بتاع اخواننا دول اللي اتدفق ده في حساب. وانا بس كلام بسيط بقوله لاخواننا البلندا هناك. you need to find these criminals and put them to justice. and for us our brothers في منطقة التمبرة طبعا في report طبعا we don't know much as people in the ground. I'll be honest with you, I don't know a lot, but I want to be very careful when I say what I say. إنه كمان كان في attack on ناس تبلندا في جوا أراضي بتازاندي. كمان لازم نازل اللي عملوا كرايم تاع القتل ده كمان يجيبون في عدالة، لأنه شنو عاوزين دماء اللي اتسفك ده يكون ده آخر دم اتسفك في منطقة ده between Zande and Balanda. Let it not be again. في ناس امبورو قتلوا كمان زاندي بهناك. في ناس قبل حاجات دي حصلوا كله طبعا عارفين. حتى الدينكا هناك عملوا جرائم ولاد داس الدينكا مستوطنين كمان في اراضي ده. ففي كثير من حاجات اللي it look very suspicious in this situation، لكن عارفين القتلة ديل هم الناس الناس اللي بيقتلوا الناس ده. because our culture is not to kill, our culture is to live, our culture is to build a society, a family. فأنا بنتمنى إنه الويزدم خليه يكون في عقول القادة بتاعنا، وبأخص سلاطيننا. خلي سلاطين دي يكونوا حكماء، ما يخلوا جنرال يجي يحكم، ما تخلوا ناس تابعين لآيو يجي يحكمكم، ما تخلوا اسبل يجي يحكمكم. احنا بنفسنا قادة بأنفسنا ككوميونيتيز we know ourselves. سلاطيننا كان عندهم الويزدم. أكتر شيء كان الناس بيعتمدوا، حتى أوروبيين وقتهم جو احتلوا في إفريقيا كثيرهم بيرجعوا. كان في قصة Equatoria they used to go back to the سلاطين تاع Equatorians before they make any decision. They talk to them. Is this okay with you guys? This is how you catch. Imagine بيحترموا كان سلاطيننا. اليوم الحركة الشعبية، الحركة القبلي الواضح هو حركة لمصلحة الدينكا. They are coming there with هسه الآيو بقى زايد فوقه. They are coming there to make sure that they destroy us. اليوم الدينكا بقى عنده feeling the capability to go and occupy land without stop. لكن لما نرجع ل هنا نوير they're trying to create a strength through through using us. واليوم شايفين في اقليم على النيل النزاع القائم بين القبائل هناك على مصلحة القوة. يعني كل زول عاوز يكون سيد لازم هو يشاكل قبيله. بعدين كان مشكلة 2 نفر هم قاعدين يخلقوها ده مشكلة القبائل كله، قبيلتين ده كله، which is really dangerous and ridiculous. ده بوري ناس عقلية رجعي هنا. أجدادنا ما تعلموا إنجليزي ولا ممكن يتعلموا العربي، هم كانوا بيتكلموا روتان عندهم مترجمين. لكن لما كان سلاطين ده بيجي بيتكلموا مترجمين ده بيترجم اكزاكت الخواجه ده شنو الكلام ده ولا العربي بيقول له شنو. today عندنا سلاطين اليوم بيعرفوا عربي بيعرفوا انجليزي، في تانيين اشتروهم للاسف اشتروهم زي ما قاعدين يشتروا بقى يشتروهم لانه لقوا الناس ما بقى ضعاف. هم خايفين لانه قال الشعب ما معاهم، ما لانه موضوع القياده ما قاعد يعلم شعبه كيف يقيف. القائد مفترض من واجبات بتاعه قبل ما هو يقول انا يا قائدكم ولا هو يقدر يعمل حاجه لازم هو يقدر يوري للشعب ما هو وين هو ماشي واسبابه شنو. بل يقعد يخلي الناس يعيشوا في عدم الفهم. بس بيحصل حاجه كده قال يلا الناس بيجوا يقتلوا هذا كلام قاده. واليوم العقليه اللي بتاع النيل ده يجي فوقنا، احنا لازم نرفض الكلام ده باي طريقه. فانا ما عاوز اكتر هنا، لكن الارض هو من اساس بتاع انسان، لانه هو بيوري مستقبل بتاع الجيل الجاي وراك حيكون كيف. هؤلاء الناس اللي قاعدين في على النيل كثيرين منهم هم غجر او بيقولوا رحل which is nomadic tribes. they move from place to place. وانا متاكد كان رجعنا للتاريخ وعملنا بحث جيولوجي in anthropology نلقى انه المشكله اللي حصل في تهجيرهم كان بدا بطريقه بتاع العبوديه لما بدا في السودان. because there is something that these people even the culture اللي هم وقعوا فوق culture تاع عنف وقتل، حتى culture تاع nakedness اللي حاسه معروفه انه ده معروف يا قبيله كان قاعد يمشي naked all the time. there was something يعني بكل احترامي لهم كان في سبب اللي خلى الناس يوصل لمرحله ده. حتى ذاته قال لما الناس كان بيشوهوا وجوههم بخطوا حلق كبير يعمل رقبتهم ده كله كان من شنو؟ عشان ما يبيعوا عبيد حسب التاريخ بيقولوا، لان هم دايرين خواجات ما يشوفوا انه يكون هم، لانهم كانوا بيشوفوا الشكل بتاع زول لازم يكون طويل نظيف اسنانه موجود عشان يقدر يشيلوه وين؟ لاوروبا لدول يكون عبد. This is how they used to do it. حتى امريكان تكلموا الكلام ده، ساوث امريكا تكلموا الكلام ده، انه بلاك مان ده بيجيبوه من افريقيا مع مرته لازم يكون هم اسنانهم موجود جسمهم كويس ما في اي تشوه في الوجه يلا بيشيلون في دول ذلك. That's how they do it. we will continue about that, but yeah. So I don't know Hadassah, you want to continue something or we go to the next point. بعد كده بننتهي في ختام بتاعنا في آخر points.
I think we have covered it in almost
في كلام okay, you don't want to add anything before I put the other
I thought you were asking me whether if we're moving forward or something, so that's why I was saying that. Oh, I think we've covered it. But yeah, if I had to talk about the Azande and the what you say, the Balanda.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really sad that this has happened, you know. But even in regards to, you know, for us, you know, to start it like, you know, without sugarcoating things here and there, we all know that, you know, when we go over there in Equatoria, we're not children, you know, like that's why I always refer to us like, you know, saying that, you know, we're not children anymore. We are adults, you know. There comes a time when you're a child, you'll be fed, you know, like you'll be fed here and there. But when you become a grown you do understand انت بتفهم كويس انت زول كبير انت زول واعي انت بتعرف كان انت مثلا بلاندا ولا كان you know the history, you know how you have dwelt مع Azande for how long, you know مثلا كان في زول جاء من برا جاء you know انت عارف قال you know انت قاعد introduce جسم تاعك يعني انت identify جسم تاعك كإيكواتوريا كويس مثلا for example I'm just saying that if Balanda from back home is listening to us, you know. So you know that we are family, you know, for example, you know. Why Italy بتسمع, you know, عشان كلام سلطة ولا عشان كلام, you know, مثلا ظروف لنا بيجا you know واضحة لنا فوق ده. ليه تبي كلي سلطة بيكليك عشان انت تقتل زول تاني related to you for decades, for years. مثلا الناس الحاسة هنا ده الجوفي مثلا you know from the upper Nile from the بحر الغزال ناس ما جديد إننا عارفين كويس أوكي إنت كان سيف فعلا إنت كان Equatorian وإنت كان Azande ولا Balanda ولا إنت كان you know from the Eastern Equatoria ولا إنت كان from Central Equatoria. We all know the history of these people. They how من جو دخلوا كيف هسه هناك وهم قاعدين ميدل ناس you know creating suicide you know بيننا عشان نشاكل بعض وحاجات زي طيب ده ما أول مرة حاجة دي حصل. زمن كوكورا قبل كوكورا مين نفسه حاجة دي حصل you know وقبل حاجة ده قبل كوكورا قبل سوري شنو بعد كوكورا حاجة جامعة حال قاعدة هناك for good ولا في النهاية إحنا Equatorians إحنا وين وين تردنا ناس برا من إيكواتوريا. دي حاجة واحدة you know أنا داير كده ناس بلاندا أصل جسم تومن كويس وناس أزاندة كده أصل جسم تومن كويس في محل ده. So أنا بس أقول شنو I was like حقيقة ده لازم كده ونسو you know it's like نا كده ما create سوسة بيننا just because زول تاني جا من برا قال you know أنا بدلت السلطة you know ياو أصلها you know قتل ناس ده ولا عمل زريلا then إنت كم تسمع كلام ده تبرو إنت بتعمل كلام ده ولا إنت كان من زاندة ولا إنت كان من بلاندا ولا إنت كان من أي اتجاه تا إيكواتوريا بس أنا أجي أكلم كلام ده كده you know لكن الناس واعين ناس كبار you know ما يعني حاجة ذات فدية عشان إننا بنقعد هنا في ميديا يلا إننا بقينا نشكل بعدون تنا you know إننا بقينا زعلان إننا بكون pumped to the maximum يعني you know إننا بقى يجيبوا you know division among إننا you know meanwhile إننا ناس واعين وإننا إن the young generation تنا تا Equatorians الجيجا ورنا you know ومنقاين example إننا جسد ده منقاين you know which is ما كويس you know إنت كل معلومة قاملوا the same behavior أبو ناس upper Nile ده قاملوا كده look ناس مثلا for example ناس أولين يداك إنك ناس شلوك دم هم كان ما ناس أيو حال ناس شلوك رجع أقلب أصلها الودلو من قتلوا ما بعدون have they used those guns to kill themselves? Just these are the questions that you guys need to ask yourself, our brothers over there. Look what Uleng has done. When he already accomplished what who there mean Ayo, he decided to you know defect from Ayo. He decided to do his own thing for Shuluk. So le Kalamta Ayo become conflict, we create a great conflict between you know Balanda and Zande. Meanwhile Nas Gado Sawa. Hata can you know Balanda ito arfin ito due to Hinak due to you know ito arfin quest the history how you guys came into Equatoria or you guys how you guys lived with the Zande. I mean it's like being grateful is the least you can do, you know. Magalita tejiru wara masliha. You know maslahatak, you know. And then also, you know, embracing your brother is very good, you know, and I can say that to the Zande. I know it's hard, you know what happened. You know, it's like, you know, this is the time that we can, you know, embrace one another, you know. Nabagdari embrace one another and sit down to the core and talk this through, you know. Kaya nama sibu kada na sanin dakalu bainina, you know. This should be a turning point. This should be a good lesson for us. Ka Equatoria kullana, you know. ما في زول تاني كده accept زول تاني كده جا كبس زول كبسنا ولا مالا راسنا, you know. كده كلام ده كده stop. We have to stop these things. Instead, we have to defend ourselves as Equatorians in general. We have to stand for ourselves as Equatorians. Balanda ma Azande Kali work together. You guys have to work together from now. You know, as you know, things which are happening nowadays, you know, we're seeing, especially it's really sad if I can say, Anna, it's like I've been watching like really crazy things unfolding itself really on social media, especially it's like when Anna Bainu is like, you know, especially an Equatorian deliberately Zol Kabir Equatorian بيجاب bonus حاجات كله foul حاجات كله nonsense حاجات كله أبو get discredited Equatoria get divide Equatoria just running a foul campaign, you know, campaign al get sado campaign al get sell information out to our enemies, like actually almost it give work يعني it give pretend gal it give work for Equatorian, but tara we find out like we are not dumb people, we understand what you're doing, we're trying to be sophisticated, you see. Gal it give work towards Equatorian, but meanwhile it give work towards Equatorians, it give work even towards the party. You know, you say that you're supporting. Instead
ما قاطعك حداثة ده النقطة الثانية اللي قبل الأخير كلام بتاعك أنت قلت this is the point, the last point before the last one, which is it says that I was gonna go talk, but go ahead. Good thing you said it. It's just المشاجرات أنا جاي read in Arabic and English. طبعا المشاجرات الشخصية غير ضرورية بين النشطاء المعروفين في وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي ليست مفيدة، بينما نحن جميعا كناشطين نحارب السمك الأكبر. And in English, I will just read it quickly to you, which says that, you know, the unnecessary personal quarrels between well-known activists in social media is not helpful, while all of us activists are fighting the bigger fish. So go ahead, continue. So yeah, that's the point. And thank you for pointing that.
Yeah. Sorry for jumping ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah. My head was not in the right place. So yeah. أنا بس ده أقول شنو it's like مثلا زول بكون متعصب شديد مع party too, you know. بكون متعصب لدرجة إنه إنت ذاته بيجي careless, you know. يعني إنت بيبدأ create informations, you know, it's like mixed informations and ما حقيقة just to create people to knock their heads. And meanwhile, you're thinking, Gali, we don't know what you're doing really. But we clearly know every step, every move, we know. Like on earth, for example, how can a brother, you know, it's like come out, you know, and begin to sell Equatorians out in the media and started creating, you know, it's like this problematic issue, saying, Gali, well, Equatorians are trying to do this, Equatorians are trying to, doing, like, for example, fundraising, you know, to go, you know, gather, you know, some people to go, you know, fight and stuff like that. Itaka Equatoria, quite? Yani, how could you even begin to say this thing? And do you even understand the level of danger that you're putting people as the, you know, the Equatoria in? Do you even realize the confusion that you're creating to people? And even though I think Galfina Kita maybe is carrying on, you know, doing this to support your party or to support your movement or something like that. But in the meantime, if something here, Galicia, you know, sometimes you gotta lose some little battles in order to win a bigger war. Not all the time, every little battle you have to fight. You don't have to fight any battle all the time. Sometimes you have to build yourself in order to win a bigger war. But ana guy no kida yani, it's like all the time, you know, it's like some people just they kind of like thinking, you know, especially when people coming when they can come out to talk. Some people thinking, you know, maybe we are competing for, you know, for
power and prestige.
Yeah, we're competing. Maybe tomorrow we think we want to be leaders or something. Who want all this stress? You know, who want all this stress? And for example, we're a group of activists that are fighting and, you know, just finding the way, you know, speaking out the truth, you know, and they hold on to leaders. My problem here is like, if you're holding on to a leader just because this person is a leader, you're an ignorant. I don't know where later. You're an ignorant. Exactly. You're flat out ignorant. It can begin to fight left and right, and then it get to life the Equatorian school in jeopardy, the whole land, the whole motherland. You just putting it in jeopardy, you're just a flat out ignorant. You'd rather not be born, really. I'm sorry to say that, you know. Woe to Equatoria, really, who are both sons today, who's selling Equatorian out, who does not even care. Woe to her that mother Equatoria, that are both sons, which are useless, really. And yet she's bearing more sons, really, and I hope and wish that they don't sell Equatoria out anymore, further than what they have done. Woe to Equatoria, really. Who's wailing Hunaka, really. Wailing every day covered in blood and dust. Yet it's a Beligozol Bejaini left to get him to on the media like Goliath, you know? And then yet this is an Equatorian that is raising gets him to talk like a Goliath in the media. You know, just like a Goliath standing on the hill. And Ogibara begin to, you know, pound chest and begin to insult people left and right every day, cursing us Equatorian, creating, you know, like butter left and right. This is not really right.
Sorry, I got like even Gabalia bigger than Yamulu bigger attacking people on their tribe, which is very shocking to hear some Equatorians saying that word. Like when I saw it, I was shocked. I was disgusted by that person to target, you know, because he got a problem with this person. And then when others are defending him or standing on a principle, the man start targeting the tribe as if it was like, and that's the same behavior of Tabijis there. That's the same behavior of Tanas Apana, because they look at themselves a tribe. Yalla, this guy got to of Sudan. He believes in South Sudan. And yet he go and target his own closer brother, closer to him than the other one in Lebanon, which is ridiculous. And that shows me the capacity, the mentality that such person. Is he really normal or something else with his mind?
Well, like some people, the things that they're smoking or they're taking is really working. I don't know what is it, but it's working for them. It's really working perfectly. Because the level that people will reduce themselves and their dignity and their integrity on social media just because of a party, the fact that even you have to sell out a brother and then you think like you're going so hard against the brother. Like, look, first of all, people come here and accuse us, Galina, when we talk here, Mafizolga Dismana, Munu. But when I see those people who are renting out their audience are Dinka and Nuer, period. Mafizol Taniget Dinka and Nuer. And then this is what the audience that they're speaking to, you know? And these people enjoy when they're tarnishing the image of Equatoria. When they're going out there, when they're speaking out, Equatorians are in division. Equatorians are Equatorians don't have a case to complain about. It's you, Dinka and Nuer, who have problems. This is what I hear on and on and on they're saying. And it disgusts me furthermore when somebody came out and started accusing us, you know, from, a meeting that we have or something, and then begin to accuse us, Gali, we have problems and we have misunderstanding when we don't even have any misunderstanding. All we do is sit down and have objective of what is being done and what is supposed to be do. I mean, sorry, English, not my language. You know, what is to be done, you know? So, yeah.
It's okay.
You know. So, yeah, what is supposed to be done? This is what, like, Italo, Masalan, Itakan into Barnami, Itagamu, like what we're doing right now, we come out and we stress ourselves out in the media and we put the plan out to Equatorians, flat out to Equatorians, and we talk about it. You know, this is what is happening. This is the campaign that we're doing, raising awareness, you know. But today, you cannot just be a dictator and come out, you know, and say that, you know, this is what is going to happen, this is how it's going to go, and then this is how we're going to do it. So we want to sit down and dissect things, you know, and bring things out to people and let Equatorians to make their choices, you know, let Equatorians wake up. Malin Namabugum said that, okay, we want to create a government in the diaspora. We want to do this. We want to go and wage a war. We want to do this. We can do this, actually. If we want to do it, we can do this. There are people who are ready to go for it. We can do this. But why are we giving this chance for everybody to come up and raise, to raise up and say that I want to be part of this. This is what is supposed to be done. You know, they are how democracy is. They are how you will lead a proper. You will have a proper country, really. Magali, you know, you decide. You know, you decide, and then
as an individual,
if people are having objective, and people are having objective about what you're doing, and then Kalas become a war. You know, and then people will be twisted, and you know, people not agreeing. No. We don't. As brothers, we will always be brothers. As far as disagreement in how political ideas or how we, you know, like how we what's happening in Equatoria, we will have it. You know, Even though في بلاد أنا جيني فوق بارا there, like where I live, these politicians, they always are disagreeing with each other, but I don't see, you know, like they come out, Gali, look, because they are British or because they are Scotland, from Scotland, or because they're in Zere, they're in Africa. No, the people don't do that because the country matters. What is right matters. You know, how to govern the country right matters. Opinion give matter. I know in this kind of decision so that people can do the right thing. Yalla kama fi haja tani shunu. When we come out to speak out the obvious about the weaknesses that we see, for example, in other organizations and stuff like that, it's not because we hate individuals in this organization. In fact, it's the opposite. We love these people. That's why we tell the truth out. You know, if you really don't have problem with Zoltani and you care about Zolde Itabi, point out the weaknesses of Zolde and Zolde the style listen to what is happening. What we are doing actually, we are almost like the what do you call it? You know, you know when you're in war and then the soldiers that you put in there, you know this term. I really have no much clue.
You're
Like,
good.
you know, front line. You know, we
Yeah.
basically put ourselves the front line. We don't care how people are tarnishing our image or the stuff, but we just want the truth to go forward. You know, we're
No.
risking our life. Dikemela is there risking her life. You there risking your life. CJ is there risking his life. I'm risking my life. We can't even travel to other places. But why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Do we do that because for ourselves? I could have just been here happy like the last couple of years I've been. I'm just doing me basically, you know.
Mhm.
But right now you kind of like don't even have the life that you lived before. But why are you doing that? You do this because you care, because you think like enough is enough. I've seen what is happening in my country, and nobody wants to come out and tell the truth as it is. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna tell the truth. You know, if for me things are all about black and white, you know, I want to be told the truth. If I'm going the wrong way, tell me the truth so that I know and أنا بقدر بستاد الجيس انتهي. لكن الليلة كان زول بوري له كلام الحقيقة عندنا بيشيل personal, you know, other raw create لخبطة وشنو yeah, you have to know Galizolde is not the right one. You just have to know that. I just have to leave it here by saying that you have to know Galizolde is not the right one. And coming out in the media and barking and crying and saying and threats to people, you know, I have this information about you, I'm going to see this, and this is not taking you anywhere. At the end of the day, nothing lasts forever. It will back the day, it will give you wrong information about people, tangle people, munu de, EPA is the day, Equatorians social, what do you call it? No, I forgot
Civil
the one.
Association Council وإتك كده معلومات ما great ما right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Munu Zede, or that movement Zede. But at the end of the day, that the dust will settle down and people will know you for who you are. At the end of the day, people will sit and watch Gali, these things are not happening. That means you're the troublemaker. And then you're not gonna like it, you know. So this is I just want to leave it here and say that, you know, Jama, no matter what happened, let's just take example from the Upper Nile people, the Bahr al-Ghazal people, whatever happened amongst them, they don't come out and belittling themselves. They don't come out and give out their secrets that they're doing out. Whether the secret is truth or the secret that's right. Look, Nazavi Katul Badun the Babin Cape, you know, every day Munge Katul Badun. But when it comes to what they're doing against Zoltani, they don't even stand up to say, Gali, you know, come out, Equatoria, do you know Paul Malong is going to kill you? Do you know Salva Kiir is planning to do this?
Exactly.
Do you know this is not right? They don't say this thing. They couldn't care less. Look at somebody here telling you go back to Nigeria. When they the one came from Nigeria. They're Senegalese, you know, or whatever. They're just this tribe from
They're
Nigeria.
nomadic tribe. Yeah, nomadic tribe. في Nigeria في nomadic tribe.
The tribe called Fulani in Nigeria. They're found in Senegal and in Nigeria, and they're creating hell for Senegal and Nigeria there. They're doing the same behaviors they're doing to us. But look, they don't do that to themselves, but they will do that to us. But why would we Equatorians do this to ourselves? Why must we hate each other so much? Why? Why should you be jihad لزولتاني? تبكون مجاهد لزولتاني. I'll hated you. Especially الزول اللي بقول you know, I'm going back there. Can I go back there? We'll watch you in Blue House. They will sleep with you day and night. Can I just try it? Go. I'm just gonna leave it here. Let them try and let them go. Let them try and go. It was just more in Blue House like you can that to survive. You know, They think Ali maybe you can switch mouse down left and right, maybe they will be accepted. No. At the end of the day, it's Equatorian. You go back there, you're done. You're not going to be anything very important. So I'll just leave it here. Sorry, it took a long time. Thank you.
No, you're good. Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Hadassah. You're very good. I appreciate what you said. Sister Dikatumelo, go ahead. Your point, Wanya, and points are going on there.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Kamana Natani. I'll get back to what I wanted to put the point, though there are some things that I thought maybe I would just save it for another day when we are going to have maybe a private meeting, but I'll just put some hints. At least I was just thinking maybe it could help somewhere else. Yeah. The way we are seeing the situation in social media, Hassan Nazer recruits so many NASA security to be in groups that with Equatoria using fake names. So I was seeing the incident, the one that just took place recently. There's a question on the character who said, because the way even our brother came out and speaking like with really, he's really sure about it, which is wrong because people also have their own way of handling their emotions and something like that, because it created something very big. But if you can look to the person who was accused of like bringing that information out, that person even is questionable. But we will take time, we'll find him. Because in his comment in that video, he was throwing like, Equatoria will bury you alive. But if you are that Equatoria, why can you say we will bury you alive? That means he called that guy. But the way best of handling it, it's wrong. But we'll find way as Equatorians to sit down and talk to it, because the target was to just strike Hakim with his brother Thomas, the same Equatorian. That was the target of that guy. Because if you look into his page, his comments are also another thing. That if you analyze, you'll find that this guy is on a mission. And all the groups of Equatoria, he's there. But we will just take time to know. It's all, I'll just beg my brother, when he comes live, let him not expose. Because Naz and Asmudud Anyare, who are they to bring in the show? Zorgebli Yom Gishitim Equatoria, Gishitim Nuswanta Equatoria, and you're bringing him now to give you advice of how to handle your brother. Anyway, let's leave it for another day. Yahoo Equatorian, this is the case. We have to be very, very careful. We have to be very careful and then handle ourselves as brothers. Whatever the case may be, we can call each other, breathe in and out, and then continue to understand what exactly is going. Because even if the way the guy is answering that, bring the evidence to Dr. Hakim to see, that means he's already deleted the conversation between them, because there's a way you can delete your conversation. I think even he might not get the evidence, but he was called the way I can see the way he's reacting. But anyway, this is something we can heal, we can solve it when we are together as brothers at home or in our own Equatorian page that we are comfortable. Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. And I got this mark,
Yeah. So we need to be careful about those Equatorians that are joining us with Equatorian name. We need to really be careful and analyze when someone like this gets some information to you, and you have to really first analyze and see. Because there are some people on a mission, but we will know how to gather ourselves together as Equatorians once again. Ashanasa Kanta and Guy, in the way we are going, the division, because this thing that we are calling, this voice of ancestors that we are raising up, it is something that is so dangerous for their future. Because it in my place, Central Equatoria, it Terigal Naze has a beautiful can Adatna, Abuhatna, they build it for the system. Ita kan wazir fi biuta wuzarata begin when your time finish ita bitala zoltani bija biuda hasa is getting to be milik, personal milik. Ukulu le munu le dinkati ya red lokan le Equatorian salindom shua grush. And if you look at that plot them making bikun the khamsa plot mabad or the sita biggest plot mabad. So now they are dividing into like segments where they're building it like investment for them, big buildings, amarat. Figure wahid compound alkan. When we were young, you can see it is a one house. Like in a kulu milik le dinka, kulu milik. But I mean Rebecca le munu, and you cannot get it. But time will come when we get good system. Hajade kulu be end up, but it is going to be sad because hatalo generation it will be sad for them because they couldn't understand why this building is being broken down. You can even get shocked. So let's just know that now position alina fogo there Equatorian is not a joke. They position al Zolga, he pull you and he knew that you're weak at the moment. Ashangira, when people want to get together for different Equatoria regions, for different parts of Equatoria, they will make sure Monzara Haja Nakal. This be create problem. Ashanta Kumabager get chance to unite. So how activists are for Facebook, sometimes you guys need to analyze before saying things out there. I think they be jaga liki praise nas because teninder would advisors who Zolge Blyong Shitim Swante Equatoria Galcante Joes White Mara Equatoria community Kulu. So it has all the data for advice for what? So we need to know that fi haja hasil bigger than what we are thinking. Fi haja hasil bigger and they plan ashanu munazamin and they know. Lakin fi haja kaman sometimes which is not helping us ashanana aslan anamagons one rutan zomon. Lakin fi forum someone de hajat almongamul dirty deals that to meetings and everything ashankulu be rutan and money do attitude almon mabitala haja de bar. Lakin for us, anger can make you sell a brother. And as that Lela Shala can feel so shitty man, I will not like to expose the totally Kangaloma to get exposed. Because I can see this is my brother from Equatoria. I can even reach him through a phone. They must forgo haja talata or ba. Lakin anyway, the situation as the enemy is playing. Because when their elders are planning for them, they're just implementing it the way it is told to them. But anyway, Adna Equatorian they are haja listen na berija as to work on our own self to protect ourselves as brothers. Difference is standard fi that if you bet we can still brothers and sisters they can fight. But fi teriga alita bagger handle be teriga ta hikma. So wisdom they are haja we need to work on it. Kedena use hikma fi several hajatana ta social media because hasa shukran le Facebook ala salimin na Equatorian all over the world like on Facebook mafin na kan bikun kef. Local Facebook mafin na kan bilimu nefsa zatu kef. So Facebook day is good. Lakin kanina gitala kama kere let us just think of the points al bagger kaman kutina solve problem. Ya bikun fi secret meeting tabijeli go zoltani talabara. Ya no magi feker gale enemy de zatu der hajat al ta secret meeting sana te Equatoria out there. Obes gani de hadaf to upati to. Fonino zatu is better ita kunnas al gitala. On behalf of your political parties, you guys can reach each other through messenger. Kambiga korkore through messenger. Entertaining dinka ita quest marua fi real deals. Understand guy nasa being rep benas ashara rujal benas kam habobat kam they are crying. Ruain dinka al quest. Malu wahid dinka anna zatu lea kita ban nefsa kulu mara. Ay dinka ma quest ma kulu batalin marana main ze arba wale talata dinka wale wahid zatu dinka and every time bitala bara. Ya jamaa Equatorian dema kwesi makuli Equatorian kabin lenna magain wahid dinka alyomi bitala bara best next one next language tanna bara gali fi balance ni ashanna bara gali fi balance ni min different nasta dinka taninde malunda magain inshallah single dinka bike ya jamaa Equatorian ma kwesi leta ngamul zere hatta fi political parties galo mala against for the best bonke gal kir must go ya malon personal galo me indu mushkila ma mushkila al gahasil jwa jonubde mushkila to bes be akol kur when they identify one person lakini mon magan le mistake al mongi create all over Equatoria region ulenda other identify as a problem bigger kalamato mayumutu hasa taba mo jibu de quest. Anyway, I'll leave it here. Thank you.
Who's that?
Etika, because before someone go ahead, you need to get into the roots of this thing. We need to know this Equatoria properly.
Hello. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hinai. Melo, I appreciate you for your word. في حاجات زي ما قلنا ما بنتكلم هسه, but I wanted to welcome Brother Hakim for joining us. Thank you for joining us. ففي حاجات طبعا قاعدين نتكلم فوق كتير. I don't know if you followed the whole live forum. وخاصة في الموضوع اللي كان نركز عليه هسه. So before we go final, it's about the situation. Let me read it back again. Sorry. Just give me a second. Okay, it was about the unnecessary personal quarrels between well-known activists in social media is not helpful while all of us as activists are fighting the bigger fish. بالعربي باللغة العربية المشاجرة الشخصية غير ضرورية بين النشطاء المعروفين في وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي ليست مفيدة بينما نحن جميعا كناشطين نحارب السمك الأكبر. So we all know this because it's sad. لما نشوف إحنا كبعضنا كاستوائيين we went to this level. Today the enemy are enjoying seeing us become to this level. هم كانوا امبارح قاعدين يشتمونا، امبارح هم قاعدين يهينونا، ما احترموا نساوينا، ما احترموا اخواننا، قالوا احنا جبنا كإيكاتوريان، بناتنا قاعدين يحقروهم، قال هم يعني بدون مؤاخذة the word they even make them, they denigrated our women to the point they call them prostitutes. They call them names that we are not proud to hear these names in front of us as we are living men. لسه ما شفنا تراب، ما دود أكلنا. Then you see people are using this profanity, and then تشوف مأساة بتاع أهلنا كل يوم بناتنا بيغتصبون بيقتلون. Even I get a report recently last week about our sister that we like. It's sad that I talked to her. It hurt like when تتكلم عنه, when she was victim of rape. She almost died. like ربنا miraculously protected her. فإحنا الإيكواتوريين اللي برا, we are their voices, we are their strength. ولما تيجي تشوف إيكواتوريين تاني بيجي get to the level of trying to instigate a problem or trying to get us into a fight with each other. فحاجات ذاته ما بيعرف. زي ما قلنا كان في أي شيء, let's talk first on the phone. Talk to each other. زي ما قال أسا أخواتنا هنا قالوا إنه ناس زي لما كانوا يعملوا شكل بتاعهم هم بيخطوا تحت بروتان بتاعهم. طبعا we don't know. We don't speak their language. Maybe يمكن brother حكيم يمكن بيعرف شوية من اللغة بتاعهم لما نتكلم معهم. And that's good. It's beneficial for us in a way because we learn that these things it's to know the enemy. قال من عرف لغة قوم آمن شرهم in Arabic. For those people their language, you'll be actually very much knowing what the enemy is. So احنا هسه مفترض نقف على مصلحة بتاعنا. يعني ده ما موضوع بتاع fighting for power, for prestige, for name, for for anything like that. We are looking for people to stand up for Greater Equatoria. And I know it's a big difficult war, but لكن ما impossible to win. It's difficult لأنه إحنا فتحنا مجال كبير خلينا الانمي لما يجي يرقد بارتياح في أرض إيكاتوريا بقى يوسعوا حالهم حتى بقى يدخلوا في عقول إيكاتوريا بتشويش بفتن بلعبات. وأنا هنا ما عايزين نخد أي صباح هسه لأي زول. We don't want to put any fingers to no one. But we want these Equatorians اللي بيعرفوا غلط بتاعهم اللي كان هو ماشي بغيرة ولا ماشي بكراهية, let him change that heart. Let him look at the bigger picture. Equatoria أكبر مننا. Equatoria is who we are. Equatoria is everyone. Equatoria is collective. It's not individual. عندما وصلنا لمرحلة ده we will not go far. فأنا بتمنى من every Equatorian to wake up and do the right thing. وأنا بشكر brother حكيم for coming in, and I'll give you a chance to speak, and then from there CJ. مهم زي ما انت شايفين أنا طبعا الكلام بتاع المشاجرة أو the fighting in social media. I know it's sometimes people get angry, but let us not take it to the personal way. We hurt each other. Even if أنا بترتي قال I will expose you. I will give you. I don't know what you're gonna expose. أنت منو عشان تيجي expose. ترامب يا بفضيحة بتاعه كله ذاته قاعد في أمريكا قاعد talk nonsense, and he's most respected. And you here are talking nonsense instead of looking at the bigger picture. Equatoria is all we need. أنا ما في شيء تاني بخلينا نخاف من إن إحنا stand up for Equatoria. So welcome brother Hakim. شكرا for joining us. وكمان ده نقول لك البركة فيك for your uncle who died because I saw you were talking about it and I'm really heartbroken. I don't know you can فيك تدينا تفاصيل شوية عن death بتاعه, and then you can get to a point that kind of did he die هنا ولا في أفريقيا هناك. So thank you.
Okay, شكرا. I appreciate for the show. I don't want to supposed to be here. It's a very tough moment. We would lose a lot of Equatorians within this month, but nothing can stop us I greet all the audience. When I put my glasses, my eyes are swelling through the pain, through the tears. I don't want nobody to judge me. Everybody knows me in social media, I'm Hakim. But already have swollen eyes. A man cannot cry, but Equatoria are dying. It's not about my uncle. I lose nephew in a week and an uncle. They're all in America here. The young one died through a gun bullet. He live in America, in the same state. We'll find him dead in the house. We buried him. Okay? And then the next one, uncle, I call him uncle, is from Kakawa. And then for those who knows him, just an Alaka. He's been known all over. And then he was sick, natural death. He was sick. They transfer him to Minneapolis, Minnesota, for treatment. They find he got a cancer. Without 1 month, he dead. He live here with his family, with his wife. So the body will be arrived maybe tonight or can Ombare. I never get info more, but the body will be here within tomorrow. So we lost our artists, our Equatorian artists, our artists for the whole Junub. We lost a lot of Equatorians. So for me, I don't mean to go to Unusa. All my eyes are swollen. All my eyes through tears. But we never escape our problems. Regardless of our loved ones who die, we must move on. We must move on. We respect the family members. We respect all the Junubin, all the Equatorians. But nothing can stop us because if somebody dies, we need to be ready for our time. God will never tell you when I'll call you. So for me, Hakim, it's up to you and me for our time. Regardless of my uncles, people will think I'm crazy. No, that is, for me, it's not normal. I cry so hard. My pain is already, I put it down. We need to move to the business. So anyway, thank you so much, Itaka. Thank you all the people viewing. Thank you the people in your show. But I just came here because I'm so pained too. I'm not pained about the death. I'm pained about Equatoria. I'm pained about Equatoria. I want to express my feelings. Even though if my uncle die, if my nephew die, it's not only the 2 people die. The entire Equatoria are dying. The entire Junubis are dying every day. So I will never make my case because of what my family members are dying. So I rest my nephew or rest my uncle. I will come to live video soon. If I put my uncle in the grave, I'll come back because there's a lot of things we need to talk about it. Itaka and the rest of your group. You know, hatred is not good. Itaka. Ask me, Hakim. I'm Equatoria. I love Equatoria, but I'm not a tribalistic. Tribalistic is different than condemning the behaviors of other tribes. I condemn the behavior of other tribes. Even Dinka, I condemn the behaviors. What they're doing within Equatoria. But I don't condemn individuals. No, I don't condemn the whole tribe, sorry. I don't condemn the whole tribe. When I said a lot of my show, I was attacked. And I want to mention here, the is here. When this brother called Equatorial brother, now the say, I don't know him. The read, Equatorial brother write a post. The government was happy. He wrote a post against me, against Abui. Now here he's saying, I don't know about this guy. Why do you support this guy writing something bad about me, about Abui?
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay, Hakim, let me just clear here something. Degiga etika. Because I shared with you this thing also.
No.
When Equatoria
No,
wrote something about Hakim, when I comment on it, I was commenting on Bakasoro. Your name he wrote in blue. I even didn't see that it was you. He wrote something of your name and it was in blue color. I didn't see, but he wrote down there in white color Bakasoro. So I was commenting on Bakasoro. Then immediately I saw you replying, attacking me. Then I said, I came to realize later. But with time, I keep on seeing his posts. Even this guy, I came to feel like he's also questionable. And with Simon Abu, I've never had problem with Simon Abu. Even you can check the comments. But when I comment on your... No, I just want to clear so that he doesn't go with the heart that I knew it was...
Okay. Let me be clear. That's not the time. I'm sorry, I have to stop there. That's not the time. Because no, hold on. I'll give you a chance, brother. Come on, respect me, Shwaya. Give me respect. And I got no respect. You give me respect, Shwaya. Okay, I'm listening to you, but give me respect, Shwaya.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. All I want to say here, let's not mention names at this moment because we need to be very sensitive at everything. Because that's what I got it tower. Okay, I'm just being clear. What I got it tower. I'm watching and I'm noticing some things is not right. Whereas the enemies are creating division, they're creating, instigating fitan kida alimabi makes sense. عشان يخلي Equatoria you lose their common sense عشان make the refocus on Equatoria land. Right now Equatoria are clear. شفت الناس قاعدين ignore us. They telling us لما بيجيبوا قصة Equatoria they said Equatoria كويس. So let us be very very careful in everything. حاجات social media بيجا قاعد go out of hand. خاصة بأتاك personal attacks is not good. I myself been attacked and you've been attacked. He said all of us. Okay. وطبعا هنا we are willing and ready to face this hatred and anger because احنا قاعدين believe in something. If I don't believe in Equatoria, I would not even be here. I swear to God. ما في شيء بيخليني أكون هنا. But because I saw, the land بتاع Equatoria is been in trouble وبنلقى ناس القاعدين يقولوا هم سياسيين دايرين بس يخطوا status and name وignorant حاجات دي قاعد يخلينا begin to lose ourselves. يلا بقى الشعب بقى followers بس they don't even come to the decision by themselves. بقى ناس ثانيه decide for you. So عشان كده ما دايرين حاجات زي ده. فلما نجي نحن argue based on the points ما argue based on personal. Okay. أنا بس داير شنو الحاجات اللي I know I respect Sister Dikerte Melo what she said and I respect what you said, but let us try to be very careful what we say at this moment. I understand انت عندك right to speak انه في زول احانك انت عندك right to get angry. ما في زول بيكون مبسوط الا بيكون مجنون انت بيكون مبسوط لما زول بيشتم. Nobody is gonna... Okay. Yeah, اتفضل.
I'm not coming here to attack. But
no, I know, but I got to explain something.
No, yeah. What I'm saying, what is happening right now with us Equatorians?
Yes, sir.
We're all together. I said in day one, Itaka, you guys go to grave. Go to grave. If you don't believe me, you guys will come back to my sense of my word. Because if me attacking you, Itaka, Equatorians supporting me, are we together? Instead, we say Hakim don't attack Itaka. Are you getting me? Instead, we say
again.
Okay, if I'm attacking you, you believe you're Equatorian, okay? I'm attacking you, and other Equatorians supporting me attack you. Are we together? This is my point of view, okay? Okay? What I'm saying here, from day one, we're all together. Please, we cannot live.
That's your opinion. I respect your opinion. That's your opinion.
No, this is my opinion. Opinion is true. It's true. It's true. No. If you don't
prove it. There is no proof because individual معين انت ما متفق معهم. Okay, I respect your point, but the opinion بتاعك, brother. That's not the real thing. As a Equatoria, okay? انت في نهاية فيك تقول كده ما يونايتد. هسه كان الناس التهد قاموا بالسلاح بتاعهم وقدروا يطلعوا ناس من جوبا. Do you gonna say Equatoria ما يونايتد؟ Trust me, انتوا قاعدين في ويست هنا، قاعدين في ويست هنا قاعدين نشوف حاجات ده based on the western eye. خلينا ما نعمل عشان كده انا قلت خلينا نكون very wise. ما use the personal conflict بتاعنا نقول خلاص Equatoria كله ما يونايتد. هسه Equatoria تاع امريكا ولا Equatoria تاع يوروب بيساوي Equatoria التهدي هناك في الارض ده؟
Can I finish my thought? I have 2 deaths, 3 deaths, but I'm still here. Can you respect?
أنا قلت الله يرحمهم brother, and then God rest our departed brothers and sisters.
I wish we can talk about the rights of Equatorians, but at the end of the day, I care about Equatoria.
أنا قلت ده opinion بتاعك في كلام بتاع. I will let you. ده opinion بتاعك في موضوع بتاع Equatoria ما united, because that doesn't prove to me. Yeah, اتفضل. أنت ما prove to me anything accurate إنه Equatoria ما united. عشان individual معينين they attacking each other أو زعلوا زول تاني they get jealous أو hatred. يا أبي قبوسة زي ده. Like the reality ده ما Equatoria كله.
Itaka, true by God. I'm telling you, true by God. And this, the Captain Melo and Didi. When I want to make my points about what is pissing me off. People are attacking me. You never come and say, Hakim, don't attack Hakim. But when they attack me, it's okay. When I go deep, you protect them. Let me make a point here, Itaka. Okay, we're all Equatorians. Okay, I got no party. I don't support no party. Let's be open here, Itaka. Okay, I don't support any party. I don't support the but soon I will declare my party. Soon, when I declare my party, I will talk on behalf of my party. Soon, because I'm tired. People attack me left and right. I got no party. Okay, forget about that. All this attack, I brush off. It's okay. They will call me names. It's okay. My point here, Itaka. Abui is Abui. Abui is Equatorian. Abui will speak his mind. I want to say that I call for Didi. Suppose I call for Didi. Didi is my relative of my mom. I call Didi. Let's debate. Let's talk privately. Waba. I call her for debate. Waba. See, connect me with Abui. See, the video is out there. I have the video, I have the audio. So connect me with Abui, we have a group. Didi is my relative, regardless of politics. Please,
brother.
let's no. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, I'm not accusing her. Okay, this is my sister. Los hayas total na ikhwan makwan. Inna mashkilu fi bottom cut. So anyway, I don't want to go there. I call her personally or reject. I call her or reject. Kalas, okay. I will do another option. There's no big deal. I come to the Melo. Reject Equatorial brother. See, bully me, Equatorial brother comment. The Melo. It's okay. She's my sister. Regardless of what
I apologize because I said my mind that I was commenting because you wrote something about Bakasoro that is blonde showing Bakasoro, but your name he wrote in blue. I didn't see that your name was with it. I came to discover later, but I will still call you. We will talk about it.
Okay, Shukran. Thank you so much. I don't have
Hakim, Didi wanted to respond. Yeah, I don't know.
Before you go, because I always never get a chance to speak with you. Always, if I can get a bonus, then you storm out angry and you leave and say too late when you come up. But I never get a chance really to speak to you. It's really good to have you here.
No,
yeah. The giga. Kalana. Okay, okay. From the beginning, like my condolences to you, Kafara. It's like you lost your uncle and stuff like that.
No, it's not my uncle.
Okay, moving forward. Yeah, okay, thank you. So thank you. So moving forward, let me say this. I mean,
I like the cover funny, man.
Have you come on condolences style? Sorry, I'll send you friend request with my new account.
It's not my uncle. Even they are Didi. Now so called uncle. Didi. Now so called.
Okay, can I speak, Juma?
It's for the line.
In هناك it attack Dickerson Melo, right? Dickerson Melo told you Gali who apologized later for Mahal Dark. Already apologized later, Gali, it was a mistake. What I don't see your point really in strongly, Zol got it wrong. Yani, you don't have a mercy, and Zol got something wrong, and Gali later Zol de Gali Anna Kengal, okay, Anna got it wrong. I thought, Zol de can go and go on Sabat Bokosor, Anna Pekar Zol go on Sabat Bokosor. Who apologized later? It's a Galtin Equatorians smart together. The giga, okay, the Equatorians smart together, forgiveness quest, hatred mark quest. Kala state. It's a say Magda forgive the Kertumela on the spot. Right on the spot, I got it wrong.
No, I forgive her. Now I forgive her right now. But before.
Apologize later, apologize later, brother.
No. You're wrong. You're wrong, yeah, Didi. What happened there. This is the first time she said to me, I'm sorry.
Okay. Moving forward, okay? Media. You gotta know, Hakim Gali, we live in different countries and different times. I was sleeping. I was doing my hair all night. I was sleeping. All right, and I get scream in the media. Oh, you left your job just screaming there. Oh, Didi, come. I didn't know. I was sleeping, brother. Trust me, I was sleeping. I didn't know.
I'm screaming for no reason.
I fell asleep on the chair. I didn't even know what was happening. The next day, it was too late. You see?
Okay, why are you calling me? Didi.
حكيم ادي فرصه يتكلم حكيم ادي فرصه خليه تاني زياده تجي وراه يا تفضل.
Look, I don't like to do long division, when you say 3 divide by 2, it's like one long division. I don't like it. I woke up and it's like too late. It's gone. So it's an adana for debate. But Anna reason like an adana for debate they should that because Anna there's no any problem, there's no any topic. Their problem there, Abui can jump online, Abui can go on Skalamata Maya. Abui nowadays he's coming out just venting himself like a dinosaur, just Itamar Kogi or going to the fish, So Anna just came out Abui and a gal Abui, Hajalta going to them a coin. Itayarajil Equatoria, then the end of Equatoria. So can be mushkila can again in a baboon. Can't kun eat a kind of mushkila and then after head or the coffee, EPM Hala Equatorian, so you can tabak the correct in that way. So before Anna it was so excited, it was so pumped, it was carried on. It's a girl you're gonna do live that it's a girl, you always come out and support Abu. I'll try to make it faster and short. It was supporting Abu. I did Abu. You were so happy. You're gonna make it was that Equatorians together my shakil. The truth my best say it and shunshun it gonna make a life. It is not gonna make a life my group take. But if I mention Kalam group there, yalla tegiga. Just chill. Take a chill pill. Wait. Okay? So if I mention Kalam group there, I tell him Abu ita ma group take there. Abu in a lot of group that incat group ta item to where it's a part of Nasal Gija for group Abu. So I got Abu ita ma group take there. So ita go mini jere so pumped ita be kilangal diri tagi door isn't I I was imagining I'm never going live purposely. So yeah. So it's about galana keda mutu le Equatoria matar tension ita bes kan ita zalan toali tiba jible nas mutu matar tension yala tabi ke galena tani ya gi imagine tell look at this enna kan sata
الظاهر حاجة دي signal تاعه قطع.
No, I give him time. He says, let me.
No, yeah, signal. I think signal. Yeah, Didi, check your signal.
So, yeah, actually, salam kita about Abu. Ana ma about it. Ana ma dari tadi group.
Kalas.
Ya ita won si forum ni ita kleo ni nak tagana won so uma tegan ka ko malu ayu shem yani so yeah it's like a bonus to you that look
Kalas. I want to leave. I just came here because even though what I'm going through, the whole Equatoria is going through, we lost our artists in Juba. It's very painful. It's not about my family. It's all about Equatoria who are suffering, who are dying. And I'm going the will. Lakin, I have a video, and then I wanted to prove to me when I say bad about you, the video that you say in Abui's show, I'll play it in the video to the whole Equatorians, to the whole world, because I want to make sure that, let's come to the point, but not now. After all this, I want to get you in, come tell me what I say, prove to me, to the world, because what you say Abu is my group. I don't know if Abu have a video I never seen Abu. I talk my point, I went. But you accusing me, I'm Abu group. So my point with you, I'm not happy. Why do you link me with Abu? Abu is Equatorian.
يا جماعة clearly I
No,
mentioned
أنا بexpand. Let him talk. Let him talk.
أنا قال لي أبوي sorry أنا قال لي جروب تاع أبوي أنا ما كلم قال لي
No, group Hakim. Ita kwanzu. I have the audio.
أنا قال لي you and because ita you're going to make a live. So after I say أبوي ما group تا كده and then I mentioned that Hakim you can tomorrow عملوا فيديو تجاملوا ده. So yeah, but I say أبوي and you and your group. So something like that. So if you're not happy about this collapse, it's like it's like truly either you're part of Abui's group. Okay, I will link you right now. Either you're part of Abui's group because every time, yeah, I've seen you together, my Abui, in every video. Yeah, it's recorded here, and I'm gonna say that I'm not afraid of it. Every time you make videos, it makes sense that you're there. You're igniting fire on it. Meanwhile, let me remind you, yesterday, yesterday when Itahilu was getting attacked. Why are you not supporting Itahilu there? Itahilu was getting attacked so bad.
I was there.
His mother, his private part was insulted. You just laughing, kick, laughing left and right. And in the video, you're putting laughing emojis. But can they, mushkila ta Equatoria, you get really pumped, you get angry, you want to create fight, you want to create,
Please, Itaka, this thing become very personally. Can you make a show between me and Didi?
No, it's not personal at all.
No, honestly,
point of order, please. Point of order. Listen.
No, I'm saying, I respect this forum. It's become very personally, and I challenge you, Didi, you're my sister. Let's come talk between me and you. Let's bring somebody because
as many
anything really to go no further.
Do you sir?
I don't really see any hajal be giving
now when I'm
debate logically, I know it can debate hajal by agreement apogo. Let's talk hajat ideas and be Saudi after how do we get out of problems?
Yeah, you got out of topic. I said, out of topic. Yeah, it's really ridiculous right now.
About Equatoria, about Shunu.
On behalf of the show, I respect you. I'm guilty. You can call me names, abusing me, insulting me. It's okay. I have my forum. I will do my show.
My brother.
I'm sorry. No, hold on. Let me finish. I want to get out, okay? I'm going through a lot of debts, a lot of pain. I just came here because I love Equatoria. I'm sorry. Please, I respect your show. I respect whoever here. I have my own show. I will do it. So, after I buried my uncle, I buried my nephew 2 weeks ago. I buried my uncle. I will make a show. I just came here because Equatoria is much important for me. Debts are dead. When they're gone, even Fanan Nemutu is Equatorian. We cannot bring them back. But I will make a show after all the results. If I become very comfortable, I'll make a show and I will address what with evidence. What did he say? I will do it in live video. Let people hear. And then let me bring his evidence to accuse me. Abui is Abui. I'm Hakim. One group. So I'm sorry, brother. Forgive me. I wish you all the best. We're here mourning. We're here mourning for deaths of Equatoria.
Me as much as you want, but you will not find me over there arguing about these things that make no sense, to be honest. And I'm as well I'll get to carry on argument, and I'm as well I'll get to, like one sajat al magisadu. And I should not be creating hajat, like vendettas about and among ourselves. Like in a kids the makelim later can even no idea I'll be sad na if moke if I'm guru afogo da hasada it's good. I'm happy. But like in Canada, hajat I'll carry forward. Like I said, for example, they get to Melo Gali later and apologize later and Gali and I know enough. But it's at least some got it. It
doesn't. Are you to get the money for us to say, I'm buying a team now? I'm saying, what do you go to get the money? You defend yourself, Yadidi. You call me, I'm good with Abu. You accuse me.
Asmani, I'm going to go out of the subject, please. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to prolong it. Brother Hakim.
Accuse me.
Hey, Hakim, can you calm down? Listen.
I'm sorry.
Okay, listen. موضوع بتاعنا ما موضوع بتاع حاجة أنا قاعد نتكلم عن موضوع اللي حصل في وست إكواتوريا موضوع بتاع people are begin to use personal, vendetta or attack against each other when huma kulum bukunu activists as Equatorian to fight for the right of Equatoria. But then in the mushkila btana bta UN, ana kalamta an UN is making it mocking us by saying that, al-mawdu bita Janub Sudan da nas bas mish intikhabat, like it's really an insult because UN is out behind this failure to Janub Sudan da. That's the reason why we need to like not throw in personal things. حاجات البيرسونال please انا داير خلينا ناس Equatorian under especially Equatorian. Let's not mix our personal life ولا personal issues the argument بتاعنا مع موضوع بتاع Equatoria ولا بتاع انا بس قاعد اقول لك
excuse me Angorwa, because you are support us, gotta remove Hakim. I'm going and then
يا اخي اسمع يا brother Hakim. Did I remove you? Did I remove you? انت كان قاعد تقرا تحت. No, stop that. لان كده انت قاعد to discredit me. انت قاعد تقول did I say that؟ وبعدين ما تقول اسمع ما في زول قاعد support me هنا. Okay, everybody here is here to listen what we all Equatorian are thinking. حاجات قاعدين نفكر فوق كإيكاتوريا. Here we talk openly and we have nothing to hide on that. لكن ما تيجي كان في زول قاعد go against you. انت عندك مشكلة معه talk to them. لكن ما تيجي تقول لأنه في برنامج تاعنا we're not here for insults about each other.
Let me tell you, I've been insulted in your show. Let me tell you, as a brother, I want to leave because I'm going to. It's me. It's not you. It's me. I want to leave. I just came here to support your program. What happened to me?
It's not. Yeah, thank you. But it's a message to all of us.
I'm not gonna blame you. Guys, it's gonna remove me. It's gonna remove me. I'm removing myself.
I did not remove you. As money, it all the access to remove yourself. I gave you the link. Huh?
No, I want to remove myself. Because I'm feeling attacked too much. You guys continue. So I respect your show. So
أنا أصلا show بتاعي the most hated show. I'm the most hated Equatorian as في Facebook. But I'm not worried about if they like me or not. The problem is I'm trying to give a message هنا. Message ده مهم.
I just
I'm going with this. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'm not gonna stay here.
Okay, make sure عشان أنا time بتاعي كمان and I'm not feeling well. I'm sick, so I got it. Yeah, but thank you.
I'm going for peace, for love, not for hatred. For those comments, all whatever they want to go to hell, go out.
Don't wish nobody hell. Don't wish nobody hell. Hell there is a worst place.
Let me finish. I have internet. I will put my show. I will come and talk. So I'm not here to discourage your show. I love you, my brother. Keep doing good things. The haters who hate me, it's not you. Even though if they support us, I will do my show in my own time. Let me mourn. Let me grieve all these deaths. All the way to Juba. All our artists who died. Let me grieve them all. They're all Equatorians. But nobody will stop me to come to media. But not against my own brothers. Okay? Even though if they insult me, I'm still alive. I'm Hakim. I never die. Insulting cannot bring unity of Equatoria. If insulting can bring unity of Equatoria, right now we're unite.
My insulting as what the Amira في قصر يا جك. إنت نسيت ولا شنو؟ أسا insulting الإمارة قاعد أميرة قاعد يعملوا مخالفة بقى في قصر تجوبة هناك.
Keep insulting.
I'm just joking, man. Hey. Don't take it personally. ما أنا قاعد أقول ما أنت قاعد تقول insulting لكن هذا في insulting وده أميرة في جوبا هناك بقى king بقى شغال لأشاي as a humanitarian.
Let me say my last word. I don't care about this who writing here because
don't worry. Just focus on your point. Don't worry about anybody right now.
Of insulting. If they can insult, they can bring Equatoria to unite, to separate. Separate Padri. Insulting them. You will insult me from top to here, I'm still Hakim. You will never gain nothing. Because you are useless. You are useless. Why do you insult? Come with the point. Come with the agenda. Insulting of your brother or your sister is not the key. It's not the key for promised land of Equatoria. Equatoria is bigger than you, bigger than me. You're insulting me, I'm saying, second. You go fight instead of focus on Abal Hakim. You insult Hakim from top to hair. What about you? Oh, Hakim sitting Umara. Umara Hakim sitting me. Ejama, into Equatorian, you have to stop this woman to insult some men. When they become aggressive, and you get I will never die through insult. And I will live longer and longer. Because these people who insult, they got no agenda, they got no vision, not school or swine. Or in this roof, into stress, into depression. Why do you insult your own brother? Why do you insult your own sister? I don't insult nobody.
You got a point there. You got a point. In ما مفترض إنه ما نحين بعض. لكن كمان شنو هنا كده ما نكون انفعاليين. Don't let us not be argumentative for the sake of argument. You know.
No, if they insult me, not just video talk to Sumia. Oh, Murta, I'm still Hakim. They insult me since when? And I'm still Hakim. I'm still moving. The giant of Hakim, giant guy. And the more they insult me, the more I'm strong. Let them insult me more, the more I'm strong. The more they will suffer in my hand. So, Sukran Taki, Sukran Didi, Sukran the great tomorrow. Didi, call me private, you're my sister. Call me private.
You want me to call you and block me and block me how to communicate with you?
It's a block has it's a block of you.
On Messi, I can't even communicate with you. And I don't really use Didi a lot, by the way. So I use Messi, but then you block me on Messi, so I can't. That's why I did not see video attack that you see when you call me on debate. I didn't see it because I'm over there in Nigeria. I'm not there friends with you.
Asma, if you guys have a group of insulting, you will fail. Insulting will never bring Equatoria. I will tell you guys.
أنا ما عندنا ما في group that insulting. It get to understand English. That's how.
If you guys have a group of insulting people like me, like others, you will fail.
Yeah, brother. أنا ما أعرف أنت جيت في أنت visual insulting في live ده. أنت كل شيء قاعد تيجي تتهمنا. أنا خليت توقفوا كلام بتاع تهم بتاعكم ده وقفوه. Hold on. أنا really like hold on. بس اديني فرصة. كلام بتاعكم ده. I want you to cut this nonsense بتاعكم اللي قاعد تقولوا أنا عندي جروب قاعد insult you. ما في زول من جروب بتاعنا يا جروب بتاعنا كله قاعد يطلع لايف هنا قاعد نقعد نتكلم. أوكي كلام بتاعنا عنده point. كلام بتاعنا عنده message. اوكي كان قاعد يشتمك ولا قاعد معك مشاكل انت كان عندكم personal issues you need to deal. انت كمان شفت في الفورم ده بيزول شتمك هنا. Please don't bring it to me to say انا قاعد اقول شنو. I'm trying to tell people like listen بعدين we are grown up people كل زول في ناس listen بس اسمعني
I have to go.
بديك فرصة. أنا ما تargue. أنت ما قاعد argue me for the sake of argument, brother.
When I say people are insulting me, I'm idiot.
Okay, أسمع ما أنت قاعد تقرأ تهد.
No, أنت مين؟
كيف قاعد تقرأ تهد؟ أسمع. This is their personal opinion. أنت لكن ما تيجي أسمع. في دينك قاعد يشتموا هنا. Listen. في دينك شتمونا هنا. I don't matter anymore. أسمعني. لا أنت stop you there. Hold on. My brother اديني احترام شويه انا قاعد نديك احترام نسمع كلامك انت كمان اسمعني
I'm an idiot.
يا اخوي كلام ما argue for the sake of argument يا جيك انا ما بيهمني اسمع I have learned how to even overcome these people اللي قاعدين تبتهد في ناس شتموني هنا في دينك شتموني هنا قال شتموا حتى امي وابوي everything ما خلوا فوق شيء شتموا حتى ذاته شتموا هنا ذاته قال تعال في جوبا يا جبانين انتوا listen الشتيمه انت قلت قبل شيء قاعد تقول شتيمه بيوجع طيب مالك انت قاعد توري بالشتايم ده كان زول كلام عليك تحت هنا is not اللي هم جا هنا فوق
let me on my show someone insult you don't complain I'll let my show someone insult you don't say Hakim bring people to insult you
ما اسمع انت قال الشو بتاعك ده ما قاعد يشتمونا الشو بتاعك ده شتمونا انا ما غلط انا ماشي كده قاعد اقول لكم عصابه هناك انكم جانج هناك anyway
فولا لو زول بيصور people في الشو تقول له لا ما كويس يا اوكي ولا كويس لكن انت لو كده هيتك او not a show I'm not insult don't blame me
no Hakim
خليك على اوكي حكيم انا I think I'm not gonna convince you انت هتفهم مني ولا انا هقدر افهم منك so it's okay good luck
كله ما في النت لا تحسس انت برا ميك الشو انت برا كاري
خليه يعمل الشو بتاعه خليه يعمل كانوا داير يعملوا the guy don't get it the guy
insult people all the time انا ما اعرف
who dare fight an argument for the sake of winning an argument لانه هسه هو ما داير يسمع كلام بتاع ناس ثانيين نديه فرصه هو لسه قاعد يكورك هسه بقى قاعد يركز بقى في كتابات ان شاء الله زول يكتب 10,000 شتيمه فوقك you don't have to worry anymore what the heck is gonna do انت كان زول انت بتعرف نفسك if you're proud of yourself you know who you are you focus on yourself انا كان شفنا هسه في كم لايف بتاع فورم قاعدين يعملوا فوق الشتائم للناس ديل. في ناس يا ناس تريزا هناك قاعدين يشتمون، مرات ناس قاعدين يشتمهم. They don't even reply, and I respect that. That's what we need to do. Like إذا كم تعرف نفسك, know yourself. Even though we disagree, مع ناس groups and ناس تريزا وناس Edward all that, like I respect them for the sake whom they stand for themselves. They stand for what they believe in. For me, I stand for what I believe. مفترض حكيم يعرف كلام ده. حكيم قاعد يقول عنده year of experience in being in Facebook. إذا كان عندك year in experience in Facebook, brother, you need to really be strong. Whatever the insult comes, don't worry about it. They بيشتموك كل يوم. حتى كمان في أمريكا ما شتموا ناس. كان أمشي في الشارع بس مش خواجات ده كان الرئيس ده اللي كده مش بيقول لك نيجا بتعمل شنو. If they call you a nigga, you gonna do something? No. He's gonna walk. So he's not gonna hurt you as long as he touch you. كانوا حبش جسمك يا هذا وقت انت بتفايت باك. لكنه ما حبش جسمك. ما أجي أعمل لك أذى, then you can fight them. أنا حقيقة موضوع بتاع how far I can go, my brother. موضوع بتاعنا and we are here for a message معين, Equatoria, and we will fight to get that land. Trust me. هنا أنت فيك undermine us. Yes, there is some things going on. لكننا ما محتاجين عشان هنا نوري حالنا هنا منو. I don't have to tell you who I am and what I do. But what I know is that I thank all my team, Almana. We are working our best will and best heart to make sure that something happens for Equatoria, عشان Equatoria get out of this situation. هنا ما قاعد talk personal issues, ولا جاي نتكلم عن مشكلة منو تجنا منو, وإنت كان زول غني ولا أنت فقير, لو أنت rich ولا أنت ما rich, لو أنت black ولا أنت شنو, we don't care. Because this is not our message هنا. message تاني Equatoria. So أنا قاعد نقول message تاعي. أنا ما أعرف كان ناس CJ هنا وديكرت ميلو كان ديكرت ميلو هنا يقدر return back. CJ, I'm sorry. أنا أخذت وقت تاعك كمان. ديكرت ميلو, thank you. And Hadassah also, thank you very much. بس حاجة ده نقوله هنا ل our brothers and sisters. خلينا نفهم كلام. مثلا الموضوع بتاعنا تا Equatoria is very much serious. يعني وضعنا خطر جدا. وكل ما إنما بنكون واعيين. If we are not really in a comprehension mindset, or we are not in that mindset of understanding, we will fail. وكان انت قاعد to mix the issue بتاع Equatoria مع personal issue بتاعك, you're also losing yourself there. We get heartbreak. ما في زول مننا أنا ما got heartbreak. And indeed my bad days, my hard time, you don't even know what I'm going through, but I go through it. But the one thing I really focus is Equatoria. I know this is the place I want to go and back and see and live in it. حتى لو أنا بموت فوقه, I want to be buried in there. I don't want to be, buried in a foreign land. شايف بس أخواننا كله كتير قاعدين die outside in the country. It's shame. عايزين stand for our people. عايزين fight for our land, for our ancestors. لأنه التاريخ بتاعنا هناك موجود. كأننا قاعدين مع خواجاتنا منودة. We will be lost here. This thing is, you've seen it. أصلا الناس اللي عندهم عيال في أمريكا هنا قديم 10 سنة زيادة. المولودين في 2000 ولا كم, 2010 قديم another years. They will be in their adult age and you will see. وإنت كم بنتصرف تصرفات تا insult, aggressiveness and hatred and حاجات كده تا جنون ما قاعد make sense ده. بكره يلا بقول انا ما بدي اكون جنوبي ذات ولا بدي اكون Equatorian. the hell with it. انا بمشي بكون شنو بكون I'll be اسمه شنو ده, American or British or Australian. so الوضع اللي فوقه وضع خطر. انا ما هكتر because the time ran out. So I just want to say thank you for those who are here. Yani we got sidetracked and everything. And I wanted to say condolences to Hakim, to his family, to his relatives, and also condolences to all of us Equatorians for our people who are dying in West Equatoria, Hanna Azande, who have been murdered by these criminal thugs, who I say individual criminal thugs. I will not condemn the tribe of Balanda because some Balanda elements whom you have caused this problem. I will condemn the only few individuals اللي work my IO واللي do these things based on their own interest, because these people have no dignity. ما عندنا Equatorians ذاته في IO, they committing crime against their own Equatorian by fighting against زي ناس كينيلو بورونغ بهناك, زي ناس other Equatorian who don't support them in IO. So they divided us, my brother, in that political scenario. لكن بنقدر overcome it لما believe in ourselves. When we come to a point of looking at ourselves as Greater Equatorian. So أرجوكم let's Equatoria be very vigilant لأنه هسه الوضع هنا فوق ده في تشويش في is coming like the enemy are working, they're sitting, they're meeting. يعني لما أقول لكم أنا قاعد نتكلم كلام ده for my fact, they're meeting. حتى تفكت expected, because what we're talking here, we're waking up Equatoria. Equatoria must stand for Equatoria. One other command, another plea for me to you guys and from us as Equatorial Civil Council in diaspora أو مجلس الرابطة الوطنية في الشتات. We want you guys to help whatever charities أي منظمات اللي قاعد يعمل تبرعات عشان يساعد أهلنا في Azande land, and then also people in ياو في Central Equatoria وبعدين ياو في East Equatoria كمان في charities اللي قاعد help those refugees. We need to continue help. I know it's difficult, لكن make sure كمان الناس اللي قاعد help them ده انت قاعد help them ده make sure انه I mean الorganization اللي قاعد put money there, make sure انه هم they are diligent and honest and they are getting the money to that area, you know. وبنتمنى بنشكر كل الناس اللي organization اللي قاعد help أهلنا التهد هناك. It's really good job. I know it's tough, but this is the part of the sacrifice and part of the revolution. لأننا قاعدين fight hard عشان get our land. أهم شيء every one of us must take responsibility. You contribute even if financial or idea أو حتى كانوا تهد هناك في ground. خليني fight also diligently for Equatoria. وكان الجروب اللي قاعد تقول معهم يعني مثلا كميليشيا معهم ده كميليشيا ده ما قاعد fight for the interest of Equatoria. You need to kind of like put your force, your voices. أنا ما جاي fight for no South Sudan إلا Equatoria. We have to be clear. لأنه today Equatoria need to fight for themselves because استخدمونا ناس SPLM وترى كان هو برنامج تا دينكا is we see, and I'm not we don't hate Dinka, remember, but we say it as honest as it is. Because SPLA was created for Dinka, it wasn't created for South Sudan. ولا حتى New Sudan اللي هم يتكلموا فوقه. Remember how they used to sing the word New Sudan? Where is this New Sudan today? ما موجود. They have given these false promises of we're gonna fight for New Sudan. John Garang Bitamda did all these lies about New Sudan. Where did we go? At the end, we find ourselves being sold out. The Nuba Ganin Kore Kasabaraminak, Manas Gabail al Tunta, Nas Fonju, all these people. And then Ehna Hena and Kasamna begin a Daula, the Yan Sudan, Uligin Al abused the Dinka in our territory, killing us and abusing us. So, my brothers and sisters, Khalina Kunu very wise as Equatorians. Al Maudu Hina Ma Mauduta, Wazifa, Au Munuta, Ana Asma, Kan Abui Aghafir, Ana Fakhurbo, Lana Abui Akani Bihalam, Biharar, I mean Bihalal, you know, Oma Akani Agrush Haram. I'll be ashamed is Abu Wazir Harami وانا قاعد يلا بيجي يقول انت جنا وزير. انا بفيل ashamed لو وزير ده كان اكبر حرامي في هلا. Like what we have seen now today, حرامي الوزراء القاعدين في جنوب السودان واللي بيطلعوا بيجوا جوا these people are jokes. لكن شفت زول ابوه كان شغال خدام قاعد ينظف، شفت حتى مستشفى بينظف، حتى كوبري كان بينظف، حتى شفت يعني ان شاء الله يكون هو من ما متعلم، لكن be proud of who you are, where you come from. And I'm proud where I come from because I know myself and I know who I am and what I believe in. You know, even if my life is short, I'll be proud. You know, at least I did something and I made my dad, my mom proud of what they did because they sacrificed their time. خاصة الناس في يال في أمريكا هنا تربوا because أبو حدهم جابهم في أمريكا. One of these kids اللي أبو حدنا struggled لما جينا هنا. And that's why I remember. You know, I remember, you know, this is my job now. As this age that I have to do my best to make sure that our land, our home is secured, so my parents can come back home safe and be proud in the beledna. Can you tell me what the history about that country? We are learning as we're living in the foreign land. Yes, I didn't see it. I admit it. Like ima manata ana ma baarif ana min wen. I'm an Equatorian. I'm proud to be Equatorian. أنا بعرف قبيلة تايوان. وأنا بعرف يا تقبائل أنا عندي دم معهم. You know, like I know my family. I'm related to many tribes in country East, West, and Central. I have this connection based on that, and that's what keep me to fight for Equatoria because Equatoria is not just a word. ولا جغرافيا. Equatoria ما جغرافيا عشان نحن نقول هنا Equatoria is an identity. وبعدين he's an idea. الفكرة اللي خلى أجدادنا نمن يوحدونا مع بعض through marriages, through bloodline, or through existence time about for centuries. So let not anyone, enemies, with a division there, ignore them. And we need to also condemn people al gadi divide us. Equatorian al gadi divide us, al gadi create waham al biyam attack on person. We need to stop them. ما ننكره لأنه حاجات دي قد خطنا تحت. You know, I understand people can get angry. لكن let's be very righteous in our anger. Okay, so أنا ما عاوز أكتر. أنا بشكركم, and I thank everyone who's here who participated. And I know one of my brothers here said, when is the next show? I really don't know, brother, but I was definitely, and no matter if we can get a chance, we will come anytime soon on this week. حتى لو حتى يوم الخميس يوم الأربعاء, between those days, the time we can get a chance. But أنا بشكركم كتير, وربنا يبارككم, and pray for those who have lost their families members. Even I have my family members, I lost them. Some of them I found out they died years ago. We just recently I found out about their death, and it was tragic. But we nashkur Rabbana, and as long as we live, let's do our best. So God bless you guys, and let us not take anything personal. You know, I know the difficulty when I'm نتمنى من كل أخواننا, you know, that they are there to continue have wisdom to deal with things in a minor way. Wanna bashkur all our sisters and brothers and mothers and all these aunties, including Nas Patricia, Nas Rosemary, Hatta Hakim, brother. I thank you for coming in. I thank all these people who are here. Diana Lolik, thank you very much. Our brothers, I know there's a lot of you guys. I'm so proud of you. God bless you, and inshallah next way. ونغفر لكل الناس اللي قاعد يعمل لنا hatred ده, because we don't have time for hate. It's time for us to look forward for our people next future. All right, thank you. God bless. Oops, sorry. Hold on a second. See, something happened here with the music. I don't know what happened. Oh my God. I think that song somebody deleted by accident. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna play this song. Hold on.
AK-16, young for the Toyota, way another Toyota. Megale Media Record, S-Mustache. Kalam de Kiwadana, ya Junubi. Beletanina Bigatala Fadaya. Keji Biri Jamitana Junubi. Naskulu Biga Gerafikam. Kalam de Kiwadana, ya Junubi. Beletanina Bigatala Fadaya. Keji Biri Jamitana Junubi. Naskulu Biga Gerafikam. Mary Fidel Mama Dog Bagdonia. Dokujanga Baba Dog Bagdolia. Nandi Banyangi, Julius Lokonga, Madi Tabule, Luka Nyombe, Yimin the Tumede, Abuba the Tumede, Mama Mindi Tumede, Eat the Tumede, Papa Mindi Tumede, I eat the Tumede, I can see the Tumede, Yakwara the Tumede, I like the Tumede, Lambda the Tumede, Lodico the Tumede, Sukasu the Tumede, I eat the Tumede, eat the Tumede, Capua the Tumede, BBD the Tumede, this all the Tumede, I eat the Tumede, I eat the Tumede, Karmangayo. Ikula woro ni woro, ikula bai ni bai, ikula woro ni woro, ikula mama ni bela goro. Kalam de wajana ya junubi, beretani na biga la fadaya. Keji biri jamita na junubi, na skulu biga gerafikam. Kalam de wajana ya junubi, beretani na biga la fadaya. Keji biri jamita na junubi, na skulu biga gerafikam. Igula doyo ne doyo, igula bai ne bai, igula mama ni gela kwa. Keji biri jamite, na skulu jere fikam. Imalu ite na no junubin. Me are the government, all of the gelatin. Me are the ruler, all the dial of the fat. Anagali government, ita mabi ainu jurupta junubin, ita kan murta, anama murta, tapta junubin, anama murta. Junubin moto je teme se getala, junubin moto je kamara getala. Ita kan murta, anama murta, tapta junubin kogo je motoro gina tele falata. Ay, yakwana kalam de waja anajua kelbi. Keji biri jamite, keji bisalamite, kalam de bihilumite, beletani na bisalamite. Yakwana kalam de waja anajua kelbi. junubin belete be salamiten nas kulu biga jere fikam ita kan murda hanama murda tomta junubin be ko boja motoro kinanzele falata ay ay umagi waja gel batana ja junubin kalambe ki waja gel bata junubin ay ay beleta nina be salamiten beleta nina biri jeje tape diri demite kalambe bi hilumite kelani na fekir foko ya junubin kelani na fekir foko ya junubin kalambe bi wogi mite kalambe ki wajana ya junubin beletani na biga tala fadaya keji biri jamita ya junubin na skulu biga jere fikam kalambe ki wajana ya junubin beletani na biga tala fadaya keji biri jamita ya junubin na skulu biga jere fikam asili piri da taenga dinyo ini andi wawo ikalureke kanyimeri ikalureke benai tuku ikalureke wawo ikalureke mama dukoleke ikalureke wawo ikalureke janjaru kuluyom ikalureke wawo ikalureke lakini tikiponi kinandi konyo papu bedike sonjatu panfiyamba ngoji kaya sidani lisanyeke nda ngoji jakidaku yasurani ngoji gani kulo ngoji kikemni kulo dakidaku anyandaku konyongo ina sidatu walai nani yang ikulo woro ni woro ikulo bai ni bai ikulo mama ni gela kor keji biri jamiten kalambe ki wajana ya junubin beletani na biga tala fadaya keji biri jamiten ya junubin na skulu biga jere fikam kalambe ki wajana ya junubin beletani na biga tala fadaya keji biri jamiten ya junubin na skulu biga jere fikam.
Thank you guys for watching. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time. Until next time, Yalla tasbih ala khair. Please share it to those Equatorians to know, and our condolences to our brothers and sisters who have been taken away from us. We continue fight until we get our land back. Thank you. God bless. Bye.